Yo, friends, what is going on? Oh man, there's so much to do, so much content to react to in such little time. Um, yeah, I had said last week already that. Oh wait, I actually don't have the alpha download or anything. Do we have alpha access already? I don't have at least. Please tell me they didn't forget about me. Wait, the war within beta. That's not it, right? Mm. I swear I saw screenshots from some people in the alpha. No. That's weird. Well, anyways, I hadn't not have anything downloaded anyways. All right, let's immediately just start with the video and just go through the deep dive from ENR. A few people got alpha. Yeah, I know. We sent them a. Wait, I'm gonna check with the boys. Did we get alpha access yet? Or try to look on the account subscription on business website to see if it says midnight alpha. I'm also gonna restart Battle.net just in case. I mean, did any Echo player get alpha? Let's say like that. They got and I didn't. I'll be revolting. Midnight deep dive. I don't think I have it. That is weird. Anyways, we're gonna react to the video anyways today, so it's fine. Where do we watch this? On YouTube. Okay, let me show you my screen, of course. 31 minutes. Wait, what's this video? Is this Ian talking here? Oh, this is with Chris Metzen. Oh, the Q&A was with Ian or what? Is this a video I should be watching, guys? You tell me if not, okay? You have a big responsibility here. I didn't even eat breakfast, guys. Look, I got it now here. This is the perfect side to a breakfast, the deep dive.
What's up, everybody? Here at the end of The War Within, the first dramatic chapter of the World Soul Saga, we've seen the adventure take us into the depths of the world, and even to worlds cast out into the great dark beyond. We've seen our villain Xalatath running around and amassing untold power. We've seen her siphon the...
By the way, guys, quick backstory. I have water fasted for 3 days. And, well, 3.5 days even. Yesterday I ate for the first time. Holy fuck. This was rough. The first 2 days was okay. Well, okay. But the third day, bro, I just was completely out of juice. No power at all. And like, I need to play with the kids. I need to do shit. I couldn't take it anymore. I needed energy, so yeah, I ate. And then like after, I was still like feeling really shit after eating. And then about like 45 minutes later or something, things were fine again.
energies of Dalaran. and even those of the black blood beneath Ajkahet. And recently, Xalatath assumed the power of the last Void Lord, Dimensius. So the question remains, what will she do with all that power? And what are her intentions relative to our precious world soul?
This is just about
So
lore?
now, as midnight descends,
I'm not.
and the second, darker chapter of our trilogy begins, Xalatath has returned to Azeroth, leading an army known as the Devouring Host, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness. You, the heroes of Azeroth, will
That's
be
me.
set on a collision course with Xalatath to save not only Azeroth itself, but everything that is.
The Q&A. Yeah, I don't want to, I want to first hear what they have to say, right? And then we go into Q&A.
Hi everyone. As we kick off our Midnight Alpha, we'd like to give you all a deep dive into what's in store. We want to recap everything we've shared so far, along with some brand new details. Today we're going to talk about the story of Midnight, as well as the zones, dungeons, delves, and raids that await if you want to save our world from Xalatath. We're also going to talk about some big new features coming in Midnight, like Prey and the Devourer Demon Hunter specialization.
Let's watch it.
And of course, let's not forget housing.
But
Thank you so much for joining us today.
at 1.5
And as
speed.
always, thank you for being a part of this amazing community, for choosing to spend your time in Azeroth and with each other. Now, without further ado, let's see what's in store for our home away from home. After all, it's nearly midnight.
The void storm rages in the sky, a surging vortex of shadow and chaos. Xalatath has returned. Wielding the dark heart, she carves a path of destruction through once tranquil lands. Her all-consuming goal, devour the heavens, blot out all light, and bring about her midnight. It is in the shadow of this swirling storm that the defenders of Azeroth must rally once more. For peace, for the light, for the good. This is not a battle. It is a reckoning. At the Sunwell, that eternal bastion of light and hope, Lady Liadrin and Lord Theron lead the Blood Elves as they prepare to make their final stand. Because across all worlds and all stories, one thing never changes. Home is worth fighting for. Welcome to World of Warcraft Midnight. Your story begins on the Isle of Quel'Danas. In the immediate aftermath of Xalatath's invasion, the Sunwell surges with light, calling out to all heroes of Azeroth for aid, while the vile creatures of the Void wage a relentless assault in the hopes of extinguishing it once and for all. Flying monstrosities attack from darkened skies, and malign foes manifest without warning to wreak havoc across the plateau. Stand true with the champions of Azeroth as they mount a desperate defense against this invasion. For if the Sunwell falls, so too does the world.
If this just keeps flowing like this,
The
we're gonna
defense of
skip.
the Sunwell leads you directly into Silvermoon City. But not the one you know. The renewed light of the Sunwell symbolizes Silvermoon's revitalization, shining over a city fully restored to a thrumming, living capital. Familiar landmarks gleam with fresh polish, while new areas like the Sanctum of Light and the Garden of Remembrance offer countless nooks and stories to explore. Inside the city walls, the threat of Xalatath's war draws the Alliance and Horde into wary cooperation, with shared spaces hosting common services like trainers, the auction house, vendors, and more. Around a third of the city remains off-limits to those under the Lion's banner, so the Alliance allegiance should tread lightly or risk being attacked on sight. Outside the city walls, however, is where your role in the fight against the Void really begins to take shape. The strength of the Sunwell infuses Eversong Woods with restorative energy, healing much of the damage of wars past and filling the zone with new growth and new life. All of what you remember of this lush, thriving forest is here. But Eversong is also a reimagined landscape of increased scale and greater beauty. Most noticeably, the Ghostlands and Eversong Woods are now joined into one large zone, which is itself joined to the Eastern Kingdoms. Eversong's flourishing fluorescence is not without complication, though the Sunwell's light is a boon to the environment.
I don't care about any of this. I don't even know why anybody would want to see all of this. This is what you want to discover while playing the game, honestly. That's weird. I just, I don't care. Maybe let's see, like the first thing looks to be delves after all the zones. Wait, is this a dungeon? No, narrative hub, don't care. Let's see about delves. Like, if I want to know about game features, right? I don't care about the visuals of things. Like, that's what you want to just learn while you play. I'm actually, I, I don't know. Like, is this thing like bringing sales or something? I don't understand it really. Why they release this stuff?
Myriad delves overflowing with incalculable danger. Located on the Isle of Quel'Danas, Parhelion Plaza is an outdoor delve that drops you into the heart of the defense of the Sunwell. Fight against the surge of a Void's attack by restoring Parhelion's defenses, commanding an artillery of light, ducking into pocket dimensions, and putting down Gladius Slana, a Dominar who uses summoned Voidwalkers as weapons against your stand. Expect to plunge the depths of 9 other delves and 1 seasonal nemesis delve when Midnight launches. You do not have to face these delves alone. Valera Sanguinar is a powerful new companion with a rogue-minded approach to problem-solving. As a DPS, her killing spree ability has her moving through the shadows to lash out at multiple enemies. As a healer, she uses Vampiric Reaping to rip away the life force of enemies into orbs you can collect to heal. And as a tank, she uses your first mistake to taunt and do damage over time to any enemy that turns their back on her to attack her ally. Valera is also a prolific provider of poisons that, depending on her role, empower you with more damage, better of all.
Bro, it is so lazy from them that they didn't make 3 different heroes or something for each of these healer, tank, DPS specs. Like, this just looks like a rogue. It's not a healer or a tank, yeah?
Avoidance, increased speed, and more.
Yeah, now, this looks to be just story, guys, yeah?
Paths that end in overgrown corridors and ruin-stricken relics, forgotten places of powers best left unstirred. Yet these dungeons promise plunder worthy of the peril, should you have the courage to overcome the challenges within. Windrunner.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the brand, yeah. I thought that was lazy as well.
More than a world, more than story, character, or conflict. Azeroth is, and always will be, home. Housing in Midnight is dedicated to that ineffable feeling of being part of something bigger, of something greater, of living a real life as a true part of a real world. Housing in WoW is built to give you boundless self-expression in the place you call yours. Collect hundreds of decorations and dive deep on customization. Place, rotate, scale, and move
Do they have anything on raids?
This is more than changing a coat of paint or choosing a different picture frame. It's a sandbox for your imagination. World of Warcraft has over 2 decades of content, and the time you've spent in Azeroth over the years will yield a bounty of housing rewards. Milestones like completing your Legion Order Hall campaign or finishing completionist achievements like Back to the Beyond will award housing items post facto. You'll also earn decor through dungeons and raids, reputation vendors, achievements, quest lines, housing endeavors, the auction house, holidays and live events, and crafting. All professions from all expansions can craft decor.
Let's see what this Embracing the Void is about. Also, bro, this is like the official World of Warcraft channel, and they still don't put timestamps to like the specific content types. Like this, they have these titles, right? That's crazy to me, dude. Like, how do you not do that? It's just such a good feature from YouTube. I am in shock.
The Void threatens to end all of Azeroth, to rend the world in the squall of a black tempest. But the extraordinary power it carries does provide opportunities to those heroes willing to embrace it. Devoured demon hunters bend the Void to their will, ripping Void fragments from their enemies and using them as the power source for cataclysmic spells. They are mid-range damage dealers, armed with a
that sounds annoying.
darting in and out of the fray as they dance on the line between control and chaos. Voidblade and Hungering Slash work in concert. Dash into melee range to deliver a series of crushing Void side attacks, then use Vengeful Retreat to escape the enemy's reprisal. You can also start this combo off with a Void-charged The Hunt. Metamorphosis transforms you into a familiar state of cursed power. The more you feed it, the longer it lasts. Ride the wave of annihilation by
Collecting orbs all the time does not sound fun.
tearing apart souls and staying alive. Reap is a sweeping side attack that consumes all of your soul fragments for one massive burst of damage. Use Void Ray to cut through enemies in a straight line and leave them smoldering. Collapsing Star channels the immense energy of a dying star, focusing it into one single destructive blast. The more you cast it during your Void metamorphosis, the stronger it gets. Demon hunters also find themselves with new disciples in Midnight. Void elves are sharpening their warglaives and joining the hunt. Newly awakened to the dire threat of Midnight,
I do not care about cultivating new allies. Where was the section about the raids, bro? Dungeons. Embracing the Void, delves. Didn't he say there will be something about raids? Doesn't look like there is. Oh wait, I saw a raid entrance.
Belloren, the Void-corrupted Phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance to the chambers beyond. The void threatens to end all of Azeroth, to rend the world in the squall as it readies to storm the walls of Xal'atath's stronghold. The Dream Rift, where you must join in the hunt for an undreamt god
Oh,
that
wait,
never should
okay,
have been,
it's here,
and
I
put
guess.
down half-birthed abominations that lane. Emberdawn, a fire-colored dragonhawk, claims the dilapidated gardens of the Spire as a nest for her young. She is fiercely territorial, answering intruders with both talon and flame. The derelict duo comprised of the Banshee Callis and her
Like,
Lord
in the
of
case of the raid, I need to actually know the lore even. That's crazy, but yeah.
Abomination Latch
Like
lead a band
somewhat.
of fanatical undead in a hunt for relics tied to Sylvanas. They meet outside Interference with a mix of shadowy magic and brute strength. Commander Croddock, a merciless orc who oversaw countless conquests during the Second War that took Lirath Windrunner's life, stalks the Spire with an insatiable bloodlust. Since being slain in vengeance by Alleria, Croddock knows only torment and the desire to pass it on. The restless heart, a concentrated whirlwind of grief and suffering, born from the conflict of the Windrunner sisters, envelops all who remain in turbulent turmoil. This swirling spectre takes the form of a ranger, combining the power of the wind with volleys of arrows to cut down the uninvited. Windrunner Spire was, at one point, a living embodiment of family and of legacy. With the help of Lirath and your allies, you can make it so once more. 7 more dungeons await you in Midnight, each one crawling with the Cutthroat and the Craven. Magister's Terrace and Murder Row in Eversong Woods.
I think one thing they need to do is stop reusing old dungeons for the MDI and stuff. Or like, I don't give a fuck about the MDI, actually. Stop using it for the new seasons in WoW. They just need to release new dungeons, bro. Like, yeah, I think it's getting stale. Getting old dungeons all the time. Or they need to like do a big rework on a really old dungeon, you know, like Wailing Caverns or Zul'Farrak, but they like rework it obviously fully. You don't like getting back to Pit of Sauron. Which one was Pit of Sauron, bro? I don't even remember this. Oh, no, I like this dungeon, actually. Why? Did they say that this will be in Season 1 or something? This... Like, Oh, really? Oh. I'm okay with that. Actually. I like this dungeon. This was like when I took a break from WoW and then I came back and then this existed and I could get like big good gear from this, you know? I'm sure it wasn't that good for people who actively played, but for me it was good.
Den of Nalorak and Mysara Caverns in Zulaman, Blinding Veil in Harandar, and the Voidscar Arena and...
But like, didn't they at some point use a dungeon twice? Like an old one? Skyreach? Oh, Skyreach, I don't like. Wait, didn't they use Skyreach before? Isn't that the one where you like, there's like the winds after the... Oh, did I just play this while leveling up or what? I remember... Really? They didn't use this before? I thought this was like one of the scenes I skipped or something. Oh, it wasn't time walking. Yeah, okay, true. But it wasn't used like after it got released again. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe like 2 of them are fine, but 4 of them being old dungeons to me is too much. Yeah, that's what I think.
Nexus Point Zenith in Voidstorm. The most tyrannical antagonists of
Oh,
Azeroth
there we go.
work their dark
Raids.
deeds from within Midnight's 3 new raids. The Void Spire, where 6 bosses hold court over the heart of the Void and muster against the amassing vanguard of the Light as it readies.
This Triumvirate I also didn't really do because it was after all the raids released, I think. I didn't really do it much. Like I didn't need anything from M+ or whatever it was, I don't know. So I don't know much about it. Algadar Academy also, I mean, I did it a few times, but I wasn't actively playing, so I don't really know. Skyreach actually did quite a bit now that I think about it, because I was boosting challenge modes and it was in there. But I don't like the line of sight issues on that map, like especially on the first room. That's really tilting. People used to all the time go like behind these notches and just healer would be line of sighting. And it would be full tilt. I'm sure people will like have solutions for it, but for like a normal player, it's very annoying.
To storm the walls of Xal'atath's stronghold. The Dream Rift, where you must join in the hunt for an undreamt god that never should have been, and put down half-birthed abominations that lash out against existence itself. And the march on Quell Danas, an encounter still shrouded by the fog of war, beyond the known presence of Beloren, the void-corrupted phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance to the chambers beyond. The void threatens to end all.
Oh wait, so this is the third raid?
Danas,
And it starts
an encounter
with...
still shrouded by the fog of war, beyond the known presence of Beloren, the void-corrupted phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance to the chambers beyond.
It's a 2-target boss or what? This doesn't seem... Like, these phoenixes don't really scare me. I don't know if this is the first boss of Sunwell or what this is. One out of the 2 bosses? No way, right?
The void-corrupted phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance.
Okay, well, I don't think there's... And then there's, at the end, one more Ian thing. Let's watch that as well.
And transform it to your own fantasy haven. To create your own home, sweet home.
And there you have it. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team for joining us for this overview of Midnight. And if after what you just saw you can't wait to get your hands on housing, don't worry, because it's coming your way if you have Midnight in early December of this year. Thank you again, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
Also coming with Midnight. New epic battleground. They know it's so unimportant that they didn't make a section about it. What is Exile's Reach? Wait, what was that again? Hold up. Exiles. Oh, is this the new leveling zone? Oh god, okay. Oh wait, let's look at the new UI a bit. Let's dissect this a tiny bit. Here. Okay, encasing webs. Quite small nameplates they chose. I don't know if he will be able to customize. Man, I also hate this thing, guys. It's so big, bro. I don't know. I wish... You know what I think the solution to this is? Just less fucking quests. Just do less of them. You can do more chains. You can do, in general, less, but higher quality. Or like one quest maybe takes longer to do, but just less, bro. You shouldn't have all of this shit here. I just hate it so much. It looks so ugly. He also has boss frames here, and you can see the cast there as well. I mean, this already exists, or does it actually? The boss frames exist, but does the cast on the boss frames exist on the Blizzard UI? I actually don't know. We have the minimap that's similar. Funny thing is that they decided to show this footage for UI for presentation. True. Well, everybody ignores this shit so hard, like, they probably didn't think about it. Oh, one really interesting thing is behind my camera here, they have, like, a general and combat log, and it's minimized during combat, I guess. This is something that I have. My chat is, like, super small. And actually, in the past, I was struggling to, like... see whispers and stuff because it's so small. Because obviously during fight I don't give a fuck about the chat. So I made it small, but it was inting me during normal times. How many powerful size did this take to make? Me to take? What are we talking about? I don't know English. Boss frame so bad, default position. Yeah, I'm sure you can move that around nowadays, right? Also, I think this is like, everything is just so small. I don't know. But one other big thing that's tilting me is 1440p monitors and 1080p. When you have VCARAs or something, and then you send it from one to the other, and one of them has different resolutions, it like is completely scuffed. It's either way too big. Back then, when someone on 1440p was making our VCARAs, and I was importing them, everything was just fucking massive on my screen. And it tilted me so much. I mean, looks like because won't exist, but yeah. What tells me with 4040 is that you can't scale UI smaller than 63% without add-on. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to. Dude, people are being so fucking mad on Twitter about these add-ons being gone and classes being pruned. I didn't see anything yet, but that's apparently what's happening. And I'm having the time of my life, guys. I am having the time of my life. I think it's fucking great. The only thing I am not enjoying, if like, I don't know, I haven't gotten any proper feedback from people with like disabilities. If they are losing a lot of accessibility, that's pretty sad. I don't know if there is a workaround there somehow, but yeah, that's pretty sad. The other things I'm having, like for me personally, is great. I'm scared that RC Loot Council will be gone as well. Oh, that would make me even happier. Fuck RC Loot Council. The add-on tilted me so much back in the days. But I guess it is a necessary evil. Because it was like bugging left, right, center. It's not because of the features of the add-on. It's because the add-on was bugging and it was tilting me. Music as no one knows how it looks, how fights look, but they're already having the wildest opinions. Yeah. Like this game is just has taken every interesting part away from me. Like, come on, bro. I mean, that guys, there's a reason why so many fucking people play like classic and like MOP classic. I mean, and MOP maybe even is too advanced, but like classic era and all of that stuff. The rotation is just simpler, bro. Like, I'm not saying let's get classic era onto retail, but what we got right now was just ridiculous. Fucking crazy. I have no idea how we got so far. It's wild how what we got here on WoW. So yeah, I'm very happy about any pruning. Alright, let's see nameplate explanation. It looks like this is a friendly nameplate, and this is a pet of a friendly nameplate. I'm sure you can disable all of this. Your abilities glow. But you have that already. But it glows like a bit differently. No, it's just the one you're pressing, I guess, actually. Interesting. Is this just music, right? Yeah, it's just music. Yeah, this looks like you can position things the way you like. This looks like buffs, right? I don't know, Monk, sorry. But I'm guessing this is a buff. 18 seconds duration. I hope you can inverse like how this is traveling, like the cooldown pie. Also, one really cool thing was with Omni CC that the timer like goes to yellow on like 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and then it goes to red on the last few seconds. That's also a really cool thing to have. I hope we can get that. But I mean, if not, it's fine, bro. It's okay. Much rather this than having to set it all up myself. Looks like they don't show percentage HP on the nameplates. I don't know if that's, if you can add that. That would be definitely nice. Something I'm very used to. This is the first time I see a different color on a nameplate, I think. But it's like a yellow one, right? Streamlined skywriting, what does this even mean? What is streamlined skywriting?
Friends, we hope you've enjoyed this deeper look at midnight. But as you can see, this fight is far from over. The drums of war thunder once again, and Azeroth needs her champions, now more than ever.
Guys, in the end, like, what people don't understand is, let's say the game is so fucking simple, right? Like, it's super easy. Guys, still we're competing versus each other in this game. Like, what's the problem? Then you're gonna push higher keys, and noobs are not gonna be able to push higher keys. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. you're gonna be able to clear the raid faster. Okay, like let's say like the only people that care about like how long the raid takes to clear, I would think, I mean, unless it's like a day or a week or whatever, right? But I'm gonna guess that's not gonna happen. Realistically, difficulty is gonna be about the same, just the complexity will get reduced. But let's say it got a bit easier, okay? Instead of finishing the raid in 2 months, you're now gonna take 1.5 months, let's say that. You're still competing against other people on the same speed, like I don't understand the issue. Do people really like this amount of complexity so much? I think this is just like a wannabe high IQ take. It's like, oh, chess is too simple. I need to play 3D chess. Like, fuck off, bro. Like, what are you talking about? This game is the most, like, it is crazy complex. The amount of things you can do in M+ or in the raid settings, like, think about all the things. I'm not talking about just, yeah, I'll do DPS and ICC. No, like, you can, I don't know, taunt things, spell reflect things, give externals to people, save them, off heal, like do some crazy pull line of sight shenanigans. There's so many things that is not part of your rotation, that didn't get touched at all. I don't know. The most annoying thing was me logging in a new patch and having to set up all the aura tracking shit. Yeah, same, bro. I get it, guys. You know what happens? I get a new trinket. I'm like, now I need to find what the buff is called from this trinket so I can track it. Like, bro, fucking hell, dude. Just get the fuck out. I hope I don't need to do that shit still. That would be good if that's coordinated, like automatically. Can't do that things without fucking Omni CD. Which things? I don't know what you mean. I'm so excited to be able to try a new class without having to learn 27-step rotational. I highly doubt that the rotation got much simpler anyways. I haven't seen anything. But yeah. Mystical OS of DBM made a 9-minute video about the impact on Addons. Pretty interesting. Oh, cool. Mystical is actually an analyst for us. But he does like he's not very hands-on like every day during progress or something. He's more like looking at the data, and if he notices something, he'll let us know. But very cool guy. He has like, he's in our Discord and everything. Oh, but maybe go with the Q&A first. Q&A. Do I need to go to Wowhead? I feel like if I go to Wowhead, I will be bombarded with a bunch of shit. That's why I'm scared. Should I go to Wowhead? Let's learn calculus. Yeah, Q&A apparently is calculus. Developer Q&A live blog. Okay. There we go. We got it actually.
Hello.
Oh my. The Q&A is an hour long.
Hello. We are live. Welcome to the World of Warcraft Midnight Q&A. I'm Randy
Thank
Jordan,
you.
and I go by Kyvax on the Warcraft community team. We recently asked WoW players on forums and social media sites to submit questions, and you delivered. So
I saw those questions, bro. Please pick the correct ones. I might need to skip a few on this guy's. Put one. Yeah, this guy speaks a bit slow. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But I just, yeah, we can speed it up.
we've got 3 leaders of the WoW development team here. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Ian Hasekostas, Game Director on WoW. Hi, my name is Paul Cubit. I'm Associate Game Director on World of Warcraft, working on the Midnight expansion.
Hi, I'm Maria Hamilton. I'm the Design Director for WoW.
We got a lot of questions, and I want to get right to them. We're going to start with some housing questions.
Oh, Miriam is Design Director. I thought she was like lore and stuff so much. I don't know. I always heard things about lore from her.
And so, Cyglaive on the forums asked, it actually said, during a Gamescom interview, it was mentioned that Horde players would be able to use Alliance-style housing exteriors and vice versa.
Bro, can Horde players finally fucking DM Alliance players? Can we just arrange that? Like, either that, or let's do some, like, Horde versus Alliance, like, lore. That would be amazing.
However, in a recent blog post, it was stated that the housing styles would be faction-locked. Can we get clarification on that?
Yes, there was a bit of confusion definitely around the game's
Wait, this is too fast.
messaging there. As we just saw in the deep dive video, the neighborhoods ultimately are anchored in specific locations in the world. If you are in the Alliance neighborhood, you are on the outskirts of Stormwind in the Elwood area. If you are in the Horde neighborhood, you're on the outskirts of Orgrimmar. While private neighborhoods can be cross-faction, you can have your guildmates, you can have your friends of the opposite faction move in, the general setting, the exterior houses there are going to reflect the location. The NPCs that are wandering around the neighborhood, again, are anchored in that place in the world. Maybe something that we revisit down the line, but for the time being, if you're in the Horde neighborhood, the home exteriors need to reflect the Horde aesthetic. Take that up with the Orgrimmar HOA if there's a concern.
Speaking of things wandering around, a player named Hey Hey on the EU Spanish forums asked, I know there are plans for combat pets to appear in housing. Are there also plans for hunter pets?
Yes, so pets are something in general that we're working towards. At release in Midnight, battle pets won't be available to be placed just yet. I think something that we need to solve to make that work on the engineering side is actually making sure that they can path and move comfortably around whatever configuration of objects you might happen to place in your home or in your yard. So we are planning on delivering that shortly after launch. Alongside that, we do want to add the ability to place your mounts in your mount collection. If you want to have them on a hitching post in your yard, that's something we'd love to deliver as well.
Do we have the option of not to have a house? Like, can we just get the land? Can I just get land and like pop trees around it and campfire in the middle? Do you know, guys? Or do we have to build a house? You're laughing, but actually, this is something I would prefer, yeah? Or maybe like a large tent so rain doesn't get in, you know?
Hunter pets are probably trickier. Those are character specific, and housing is an account-wide system really tied to your warband. And so, pulling from specific characters.
I like camping.
Probably.
I don't have nowadays time to go out camping anymore. I would love to do that in WoW. I'm gonna, if they don't have this, I'm gonna pitch this idea to them.
Be much more challenging. I'll never say never, but that's not in the plans currently.
Decor.
Wait, what is never say
and
never?
So, pulling from specific characters, hunter pet stable would probably be much more challenging.
Oh, who cares?
How will the trading post housing items work? Let's say there's a chair on the trading post.
I don't care.
And a good amount of comments through. You asked, do I want this chair versus?
Xanther asked, how will outdoor housing plots work? If I want a certain plot and it's taken, do I have the option to try another instance?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Essentially, when you want to move house, you're just going to say, yep, it's time to move. It's all going to get packaged up for you. Paul likes to say that a mage comes along and puts it into an arcane ball for you. Don't know if that's actually,
That is what happens.
Oh, totally. Okay. And then you can go to wherever you'd like to sort of deploy your house, and it just comes right back out of the bubble, set up exactly how you had it. So you can move around neighborhoods, you can move around different plots within a neighborhood. Yep, totally transportable.
Right on. Celia on the German WoW forums asked, will there be updates to the guild system in Midnight?
I think most of the updates we see to the guild system are going to be in the form of neighborhoods. We expect to see a lot of guilds, especially guilds who are playing a lot actively with one another to build guild neighborhoods. Where
Narco's gonna nerd the shit out of housing and will yap all right about it. I don't know. Does he like housing? Didn't know. Can I hire someone to make my house? I think so. Yeah, I mean for sure. Nobody can stop you, dude. You just skip that housing. I'm actually interested a little bit.
Be able to live alongside one another. So instead of the typical ways you're interacting with one another in WoW, whether that's raid nights, Mythic Plus nights, PvP, whatever it is you choose to do, you might also just start running into one another in the morning when you go out to get the paper. And so really looking forward to seeing guilds build stronger connections based on those guild neighborhoods. I think the other systemic trappings of the guild system are something that we know is definitely due for a refresh. Guilds obviously have been there since the beginning, and there's definitely room for improvement. Our focus for Midnight, though, really was on the housing integration side of it, and the rest of the system is something we hope to get back to in the near future.
A highly upvoted question on...
Are they gonna have any sort of utility things in the houses? Like is there gonna be like an auction house there, or I don't know, some place where you can bank or whatever? I think no auction house. True, you can dynamo anyways, but I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, do you need to go to the city if you have a house? Because then a lot of the guildmates would hang around there, but otherwise, I don't think any of us will sit in our fucking house doing nothing, you know? Like, what are they gonna do there? Yeah, I don't know. What's the reason to be there? Are you 25 years old? In my heart, yes.
Reddit comes from Chilligok. Chilligok asked, will we ever get another texture update for older races, especially compared to Earthen, the hairstyle?
And so,
Don't care.
fits the
And
Again, man, if this was sectioned, it would be so fucking nice.
going back to the Gamescom announcement, we have a system coming called Prey. And I have a couple of questions here about Prey. System of Cells on Reddit asked, will the Prey system make all mobs in the target zone more challenging, or only the Prey target plus world quests unique to that system?
Yeah, it will affect everything in the zone for you. So if you have chosen to go into the zone chasing a nightmare mode prey, everything is going to be much harder for you. It's based on an aura that's put on you, sort of like it's almost like an affliction in a way, or torment. And as you move.
True, I shouldn't put a I mean, I am a student of life always, but always learning. But yeah, I should change my bio. You're right. From on the other hand, so you. Oh wait, how do I? Do I need to type to respond? I guess so, right? With your help inside of the stream, sure. Can you hit me up with a with a Discord? That's cool. I have auto captions on, but they sometimes misspelled. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll just put my Discord here as well. DM's open. Can also just send. Cool. Yeah, I was asking on Twitter, guys. That was actually a bit annoying. I asked like the opinions of people that have accessibility issues now that add-ons are gone, and I got like tons of responses of people that are actually not affected by it, saying like, oh, I don't like pruning. Like, what are you even talking about? I asked people that have accessibility issues, and then you're coming with your own whatever opinion that is irrelevant. I do not give a fuck if your class got pruned and you think it's easy to play. Like, I do not care. I wanted to know what sort of accessibility issues this creates, you know? But yeah, whatever. Get some players who can speak, but gotta give us time to see who's interested. Sure, we can also do a written thing. I mean, if you're deaf, it causes a lot of issues because WoW players learn from sound cues. The section. So my thinking was that we use a lot of TTS for mechanics, which makes the mechanics easy. But if you're deaf, you can't use that. Like, if you remember our mythic rate on Fractilus, my whole UI was covered with shit because my like vCard package was broken, but I just heard where to go, like diamond or whatever, you know, wall at diamond, and I just went there. It was so easy. So my thinking was that if TTS is taken away, they will have to make the mechanics either simpler or give something that's more visual in return, so deaf people would actually not be affected. But if you're blind, you would be affected, obviously. Then it's kind of fucked. But I also don't know. If you're blind, I don't think you can play WoW, bro. Like, okay, maybe I guess if you're like half blind or something, because nobody, like not nobody, but most people are not like fully blind, right? They can still see something. So for those, taking TTS away must really suck. But yeah, in general, like I was also a bit like thinking about the principle, like, you know, what should the standard in gaming be for which people, like, which disabilities do you at some point stop catering to? And is that like, is there like a ethical part to this? Should this be a law? Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. And is there like a golden standard to follow? Like, is it certain disabilities that you have to cater to, but others you don't? Like which content types should every person be able to clear regardless of disability? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. it feels really weird not letting everyone play your game, but at the same time, not everyone can, obviously, right? But it's a big range. Exactly, yeah. That's why I said, like, people who still see some stuff would really benefit from TTS, right? Our video game is required to respect disabilities. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it should, and to what degree it should, right? Because for the game, it's also bad to not respect certain disabilities because they will just lose players for no reason. But like, to what degree should they be respected? Like, is there also laws around this? I don't know. Like, should there be laws around it? I have no idea. I just put the question out there to get some info, but then people just yapped around. And maybe soon there's going to be some more proper replies, but most people just yapped around. I don't know. My class got pruned. I'm so sad. Like, what are we talking about, bro? I'm like putting like a philosophical almost question out there, like, what disabilities should we cater to as game developers? And then I get like some bullshit replies. So it's more like an ethical question than law. I don't know. I mean, laws should be dictated by ethics to a degree, yes, but it's even a business question to some degree, right? Like it's not like they're doing charity giving accessibility features. They're getting players. Like, think about it like this. If no game had accessibility features and only one game did, all the people with disabilities would play that one game and make that one game money. So why wouldn't you do it, right? But like, at what point do you stop and why? It's a touchy subject, and I don't have an opinion at all about this because I don't know, and I don't have disabilities, and I don't know how it feels to play games, or if people want to play these games or do play other games, or I don't know, yeah. But it would be nice to have opinions. That's why I wanted to chat with Undaunted as well, to see what they think and just learn, educate myself. I'm a student. Look at my biography. I am a student, guys. I've told my readers they can reach out to you. They might be busy at the moment, but they are happy to contact you later. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be on stream as well. I don't know if that's clear. Like, I just want to learn about it. I like learning about like, in general, game development and game design, and this is part of it, and also part of our community in general. So yeah, that's why I was curious. Like, on this, I'm not really looking for stream content or something. So I would even prefer it to be private, honestly. But if you put a statement out there, like, I would, retweet it. That's fine with me, But I don't need to make content around this or something. Like, I don't know, the lack of add-ons is destroying the dev community or something. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not. Yeah. I just want to learn more. Would all games be required to consider disabilities? This may reduce how quickly a game can be released. That's why I'm putting the question out there. And to what degree and why, Like, maybe there could be, like, I don't know what exists, right? But maybe there is already some extra government support you can get, like monetary government support, if you do implement accessibility features. I could see that being a thing. I don't know if that exists. I have no idea, I don't know. Just wanted to know more about it. There's so many games out there. I'm sure they all consider it. And I want to know how those decisions are made. Building a CV for when Echo is no more might happen sometime. Wait, what are we talking? What? Why? Why is Echo no more? Building the CV. Yeah, I have enough in nice CV, dude. Don't worry. Look at the ping thing. It made the game so much better. So if there's more options to make the game good, why not wait? You mean why wait? Playing MetaQuest may be hard for some disabled people. I don't know what MetaQuest is. But yeah, the pinging is great. I'm sure it increased some accessibility as well, but it's just good for everyone, right? Everybody's different in terms of needs. If we didn't already have access to add-ons and vCars to help us with communication against, it will hurt less compared to them taking it away. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not about, yeah, just not like constantly catering for accessibility, but it's the fact that they're taking them away. Like, is this actually forcing some people to quit, for example? That's what I was wondering as well. Like, they're just unplayable. I don't know. Yeah. Usually when they are doing what they're doing is give benefits to studios that add accessibility options. Oh, really? Look, that makes sense. Be financial or otherwise, but it depends on the government of the studio, country, or associations / ONGs. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds good. See, guys, it's not like you necessarily lose out on games because you add these features. You might even make money from it. Yeah. Okay. Right, so let's we have a lot of things to go through. It's all good, and I'll have the private chat and hear more about it. For the studio in general, I've studied game development, although I'm not actually working as one. Of course, it's the studio, bro. Why would they give their employees more money? That's not how companies work. Not sure if I should for more updates on it. Yeah. Let's see, dude. Let's see.
Through that zone, it's going to be harder.
And the player in Prey is on their own?
They are when they finally wear down that boss. If it's in one of the harder modes, then you need to go mano a mano. If it's in the normal mode, then the rest of the players in the vicinity can help you out. Gotcha.
The WoW creator Fandy asked, is the Prey system planned to be a part of the world row in vaults?
Yeah, in one way or another. You know, as we build our expansion, one of the last things that comes in is specifics on rewards. So we don't have the specific details now, but when we do look at Prey, we look at it as similar in difficulty and sort of player activity to the types of things that you do in Delves. And Delves do take up that bottom row of the world row in the Great Vault as well. So we do expect, if you're running Prey, you're going to see better rewards in that row in one way or another.
Oh, is there some crazy trinket dropping from Prey, bro? There's no way. Not again. You don't want more fights like Mecha. But Mecha Torque would actually be nowadays maybe clearable, right? With pings. Like if you could ping danger for red. In a way, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like if I was like dev, I would play the game not to necessarily compete with other people who aren't dev, but I would compete in like trying to solve the puzzle. So I would maybe like create codes or something to signal what color the other person is with Mecha Torque. I don't know. Like I could mark them with skull or cross or something. I don't know what options there are to communicate, but I feel like there would be some ways. Also, Mecha Torque is a lot. Is it called Mecha Torque? Am I saying it's right? I don't remember it, but I feel like it is also a lot easier in comparison to current rates. So I'm sure you'd find a solution. Like I feel like I would still enjoy that. Like finding that solution, you know. Our leader at the time was colorblind too. Colorblind and okay, yeah, things are getting rough. That's rough. I don't know if the colors had shapes to them on Mecha Torque. That's what Final Fantasy does. Then you could still play, but yeah, that's rough. Maybe they'll add something in game like vCars. Ooh, I doubt it, man. Let's see.
Good. I want to get to one of the most highly upvoted questions we saw across all channels. This is from Weird Dandom Ally on Reddit. And that goes, any plans to rejuvenate the glyph system? All classes could take advantage of it for class visual customizations like warlocks have with their pets and druids with their forms.
Yeah, so there isn't a glyph overhaul planned for Midnight at launch in particular, but the general question of more customization for spell visuals, transforms, things along those lines, that's one that we're also very excited about and always looking to offer more customization, more cosmetic self-expression where possible. And the glyph system is a great vehicle for this. It's not the only vehicle, but where it makes sense, that's definitely one of the avenues we would use.
I actually thought that Soul Hunters was gonna give potentially Demon Hunters a purple like fire visual, like the green fire from Warlocks, but it didn't happen. I'm surprised. But I mean, I guess if they are planning a whole spec around it, they wouldn't want to give it for a normal DH.
Speaking of highly upvoted questions, we got a lot from the PvP community. I want to ask a few of those. So starting with Kethcup on Reddit, the question is, do you have any plans on making PvP less daunting for new players?
We absolutely do, yeah. We're really excited to introduce a new feature called Training Grounds. This is a feature where players can enter battlegrounds, fighting alongside...
I don't think they need to create training platforms for the PvP. You just make it simpler if you want people to get into it. Or like, it doesn't even have to be simpler, but an easier way to get started and like make easier, better matchmaking, a more wholesome experience getting into PvP instead of like queuing up with someone random and then you lose and then he leaves the group, calls you an idiot, and then you're like, I'm so shit at this game. Like, I don't know. What are we talking about? We do have some people who play in CE guilds, etc., even one in a Hall of Fame guild. Yeah, I absolutely think you can do that. I mean, especially with now with the current week hours. I'm gonna sleep. Okay, sure thing, sir. Sea glyphs coming in the shop for a price. I'm fine with that personally. Anything that makes the game money that I'm not involved in, I'm happy about. Like all the mounts, pets, they could all be for money for all I care. I do not care. I mean, I would prefer zero money involved in the game, but hey, if something needs to be sold, I would rather it be cosmetics than character power. It's fun waiting 1.5 hours to get in the battleground just to be stumped into the ground by Russians. Yeah, true. I mean, no one really plays battlegrounds anymore, I don't think. I'd be curious how many battlegrounds are live running on retail right now. I don't know, must be like 10 or something. Me flying Brutosaur with summoning stone and crafting table. Oh, with summoning stone would be, dude. That's when you swipe, boys. That's when you push extra hours at work so you can swipe harder. Holy fuck.
other players against game-controlled opponents. So instead of fighting against other PvPers, potentially people who have been playing this mode much longer than you, who have better PvP gear than you, and are going to wipe the floor with you, you'll be able to fight against some opponents who you'll have a little bit more of a satisfying win rate against. And because of that, we think this will be a pretty good on-ramp for people who are PvP curious, who want to get into PvP, but feel like there's just too much of a steep on-ramp because of those daunting aforementioned players who want to wipe the floor with you. This is going to start with a couple battlegrounds that players will be able to jump into with training grounds, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay.
We love PvP, broadly speaking. I think one of the challenges is it can be very daunting to get in, as the question implies. If you're getting into PvP for the first time, you are in some cases jumping into a pool that's filled with sharks who've been doing this for 20 years. But there's so much, there's nothing quite like World of Warcraft PvP and that style of conflict, that style of combat. And so really our philosophical approach as we move into Midnight to really try to rejuvenate and grow the scene is to broaden the base of that pyramid so we can kind of lift the whole thing up and help all levels of it, whether you are the most hardcore person competing for titles at the end of every season. Everyone will be better served if people feel like they can actually enter this community for the first time and discover what is so great about WoW PvP.
Let's all be sharks.
Eventually.
The PvP player and creator known as Supatees had the most highly upvoted question on our forums. He wrote, "In the War Within, we saw major reward improvements and restructuring for Mythic Plus, which improved participation. Are there plans to look at the current reward structure for PvP, such as rating cutoffs or additional rewards?"
There are definitely plans to look at this. One thing I can say that will be changing at launch in Midnight, in the first season of Midnight, is that top tier cutoff coming down from 2,400 to 2,300 for those rewards and titles. I think looking at how MMR has evolved and how the rating ecosystem has played out, that's been a bit too exclusive, even for some of our best players. Broadly speaking, beyond that, I think there's a lot more that we would like to do with the system. That's not necessarily going to be happening right at launch in Midnight, but if you look, for example, at what we changed with Mythic Plus and new titles and new structure and things like the Resilient Keystone system in War Within, those changes came in War Within patches. So as we look to PvP and its evolution over the course of Midnight, that's definitely an area that we want to focus on.
Got another one. Zandant on the WoW forums wrote,
It's so sad that PvP is not as big as it was in the past. I don't know. I think it's a great part of the game. And I was actually thinking of starting it again off stream because, you know, it's just quick matches. So I have, I can afford that for some plus. It's a bit too long for me. I think there's huge potential in PvP.
will War Mode receive more well-needed attention? More activities like zone objectives or rotating events? Maybe a free-for-all treatment?
Yeah, we're adding a whole new area into the Voidstorm zone, a giant war mode area which reflects the same space as the Slayer's Rise battleground. If you watched the deep dive video, you got to see that. That Slayer's Rise is also made manifest in the zone itself. And this is, you know, if you've played war mode in past expansions, you know that we've taken a couple war mode areas and had maybe one in each zone, you know, one in Ringing Deeps and one in Isle of Dorn, where PvP, when you enable war mode, you'll have some special unique activities. We took all those and glumped them all together right into the Slayer's Rise area, and so there's going to be a huge PvP playground if you have war mode on, be able to do lots of cool world-class activities, reasons to just kill one another, and even if you don't have war mode enabled, there'll still be PvP-themed content for folks doing world quests up in that area.
Why would you not have war mode enabled?
That's a very good question. Yeah.
Because you're afraid of sharks.
Yeah, it's sharks.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
thank you. So, MacLemente26 on Reddit asked a question that we saw a lot of, which is, when can we expect reputations from expansions prior to Shadowlands to become Warbound reputations?
Do not care.
But
Sixten on we expect anything in Midnight said, War Within is the first WoW expansion without a legendary. Can we expect anything in Midnight, or is the team taking time to reevaluate what place legendaries have in the modern game?
I think we always want to avoid things seeming formulaic, where it's like, okay, you can expect it's a new season, there's going to be a new legendary, this is how it's going to work. Legendaries should always remain special. They should feel like these are items that have clear stories behind them and feel worthy of that special orange color. And yes, we're also looking always at issues with
In MOP, everyone had an orange cloak, by the way, guys. I don't know about this.
how they're awarded. We want to make sure
It was rewarded through a fucking quest that you could do in like LFR or something.
they feel special, but also don't turn into something where it feels bad or grindy because they feel required if you want to be competitive. There's a fine line to walk there. There aren't currently any planned for the first tier of Midnight, but as we face certain foes down the line, it may make sense for some of the items that they yield to have that orange color, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I want to ask some lore questions. So, as Mira asked, will we be getting any more background information on story regarding Lyrath Windrunner? Sorry.
Need to learn a lot more
Skipping.
before-
I'm hoping we find a way to weave Vol'jin, Talanji, Zul'jin, Rokan, Zul'jan, and
Sounds like
we continue going on
useless.
at
Azeroth fighting back the void at the Sunwell. Can we hope to see more lore about the Tauren and Azeroth's sun god Ansha?
Skipping.
apps later.
Mod tools. How do you plan to
Oh,
create
there we go.
Okay, good. Let's talk about add-ons. The WoW creator Polka TV said, given the upcoming removal of many boss mod tools, how do you plan to preserve the intended difficulty of encounters once these tools are no longer available?
So yeah, this is a great question. For some extra context, I think folks are going to see in the next day or two, as some of the media interviews we've done the last day go out, that we are rolling out changes to the add-on API with the launch of Midnight. And so that is going to remove the ability for add-ons to read in real time combat state and combat information specifically. And one of the big reasons why we're doing this with the launch of a new expansion is so that we can really build all of our combat, our encounters, around that expectation, around this new ecosystem. As we've been discussing over the course of the year, really the main goal with this shift is to create a level playing field where external tools are no longer felt to be required in order to engage in the content at a competitive level. And also to shift some of the things that we are testing when it comes to difficulty, maybe away from Twitch reactions and how quickly you can run to the circle or diamond marker that your add-on told you to run to, and rather to more of the collaborative coordination that have traditionally marked cooperative PvE in WoW. But the goal is to keep difficulty largely the same. In terms of how many pulls it takes to down a boss for your guild,
Isn't that what I've been saying? Well, guys.
whether you are aiming for ahead of the curve and defeating heroic, or whether you're pushing into mythic or whatever else, overall it should take you about the same amount of time to accomplish what you're used to accomplishing. It's just that difficulty may come in slightly different places. Without add-ons to solve mechanics for you in real time, it may well be the case that we just need to give you a couple more seconds to get into place, or that there should be one fewer add to interrupt, or what have you. We are going to be rolling out, we're actually going to be launching alpha with a raid boss available for testing early on. We have a ton of native improvements to the UI, like boss timers, boss alerts, so you can see a timeline of upcoming boss abilities, nameplate improvements, cooldown manager improvements, and more, to, again, kind of create a unified experience that's baked into the UI. But the goal at the end of the day is for difficulty to remain where it was, and we will be making tuning changes in alpha and beta, as well as, of course, once these encounters are live, to make sure that things are landing in the right place and players still feel well-equipped to overcome the challenges in front of them.
Following that, Sped Bros on Reddit asked, what is your plan for upkeep and development of these now built-in add-ons?
Yeah, so I think the functionality that we're pulling into the base UI is something that, as always, we're going to be evolving in response to player feedback. Again, part of why we're very excited to get people having a look at these right at the start of alpha is so that we have the entirety of the alpha and beta cycle to iterate on them before midnight launches.
The alpha, if I just checked, apparently it's only the people that have those mugs that got the invite. That's what, from what I understand, is the case. But we should be getting it pretty soon. And I think it's, are they allowed to stream that? I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna, like, I should have it pretty soon, but I don't have that mug either. I don't know if they stopped liking me now, but yeah, all the mug people. Max streamed it yesterday. Oh, okay. Great. Thank you, Blizzard. I did expect to have it, not gonna lie. Yeah.
And then, of course, as always, even after the game is live, we're going to continue to add functionality based on player requests and the feedback that we're receiving.
Ossicron on the WoW forums said, sculpting your UI over the years is almost like working on a classic car. Fine-tuning with different fonts, color palettes, and even different types of glow alerts. What is the depth of the available customization, and are there plans to expand it in the future?
So there's a couple of facets to this question. First off, couldn't agree more that I think UI customization and using add-ons to tailor the aesthetic of a UI, how information is presented and where it's presented, I think are one of the hallmarks of the WoW experience and really one of the strengths of the game for going on 21 years now. There are no plans to eliminate or remove that. The approach we've taken in changing the way the add-on API works really is just focused on access to that real-time information. There'll be details coming out very soon from our UI engineering team on exactly how this works. But whereas in the past, when we have restricted aspects of what add-ons can do, we tend to just kind of wall off sections of our UI and say add-ons can't touch this at all. But when it comes to things like nameplates or unit frames and the like, that would have been an unacceptable approach here because that aesthetic customization is so essential. So there's a brand new system that's been created where essentially pieces of information about what's going on in combat are put in a black box. And add-ons can paint that box pink or yellow or green or make it bigger or smaller, but what they can't do is know exactly what's inside the box and use that to drive logic. In addition to that...
Wait, so I can make my boss timers look exactly the way I have it right now? Is that what he's saying?
UI functionality that we're adding, whether it's improved nameplates or whatever, have extensive customizations in terms of size, shape, location, aesthetic, all of the edit mode functionality and more. But we have no intent of pulling back in any way from the aesthetic customization that add-ons have always offered.
The one thing is, it's not aesthetic, he's right in that, but coloring nameplates based on their name. I mean, I actually don't want this feature, but what I want is them to give us some colors to pick from for specific type of mobs. Like, if a mob has an interruptible cast, or if a mob has like a non-interruptible cast that you can stop, like maybe like mini bosses or something like that. If we could all give them different colors, that would be very nice. That's what a lot of people use in M+. But I mean, at the same time, if there's barely any interrupts or something, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I think what he means is you cannot reverse engineer what is happening to figure out the logic of a fight. That's why he used a black box. Reverse engineer? Bro, what are you cooking? He's just saying you won't be able to know like when a cast started or when a cast succeeded, but you will see it and you can configure the cast. Same like you can't check the HP of a mob to trigger something, But you can color the HP or increase the size or shrink it. That's what he's talking about. There's no reverse engineering going on. As a healer, I just hope they won't limit too much on what I can see on unit frames. You can't color? Didn't he say you can paint? He just said you can paint things. Take fractals with the weak aura. I think this won't be possible anymore. Oh, God fucking bless. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, recently, like, there was a couple bosses where you just had to have add-ons, and they all were a nightmare. Because half your pulse was making sure that the add-on works. One was Fractilus, the other one was Ovinax. There was another one that was very similar before Ovinax. What was it? Jailer was one of them. But I don't mean that one. Was it here before Ovinax? Firak. I mean, Firak intermission was fucking ridiculous, right? Splitting up those like red colored, and then you had to use a private aura thing as well. But like there was like another boss that was like full just add-ons. Neltharion. Yeah, but nah. I mean, on Neltharion, I mean, it was very scuffed. I guess kind of, yeah. Like the list that we made, where like you would see which position you're at and would go based on that. But I meant something like more computational that assigned you in the fight. There was something, but I forgot what it was. It was similar to like Ovinax, where you just like had to have it. You can't just YOLO spread and try to live or something, you know? Yeah, Firak intermission was definitely a thing, first intermission. But yeah, I mean, those being gone, I think everyone is happy about. Like, if somebody is like, man, I really liked Ovinax and how the Vikar told me how to do it, you can fuck right off, bro.
Cutting to the chase, Felfer on the WoW forums asked, does this mean that existing add-ons like Deadly Boss Mods, Plater, or Details are going to break?
They will change significantly. I think certainly, I mean, day one, if you're logging into alpha and you try to enable them, I do not believe they will work due to changes in the API, but that's standard for any new expansion release. We are inviting the authors of a vast range of add-ons into our first week of alpha, so that's going to be coming up in just the next few days, to get their hands on these changes, to give us feedback about how we can better support their ongoing development. But yes, when it comes to the specific ability to read and process combat information and use that to drive logic, that is going to be changing, and that will affect those add-ons.
Okay, give me one more. This comes from Herrix on the WoW forums. Herrix said, what are the plans?
I think he kind of said yes without wanting to say it. That was a political yes.
Regarding improvements to the default raid frames. In the effort to reduce the need for add-ons, raid frames are a major pain point for healers, where the default Blizzard raid frames are basically unusable without at least some external modification.
So yeah, we also have improvements coming to raid frames, definitely with healers in mind. If you're, let's say, a Rest or Druid who wants to be able to see all of your HOTS on a target, that's something that we agree is very important and needs to be baked into the default functionality. Same with, you know, encounter designers calling
You can't do that right now? That's crazy.
out major buffs and debuffs and things that you need to know in an encounter, whether you're a healer or just a raid leader wanting to keep tabs on the state of the encounter that way. And of course, you know, as mentioned earlier, add-ons will still be able to customize the look and the feel and the size and the overall presentation of raid frames. There just won't be certain functionality that is driving logic based on whether you happen to have a certain debuff or not, but all the rest should still be available.
E. Chow on Blue Sky has a couple of questions. Given the connection to the Army of Light, the Sunwell and Blood Elves in general being their main rival in the Burning Crusade.
Bro, one thing that I just realized would be quite easy for me probably as well now is swapping between PoEs, because everything's going to look the same. I just need to, like, whoever I want needs to just position things the way I want, but that's it. And if there's, like, the more features lag, the more I can swap between PoEs. I think next step is they should ban the outside raid leaders and I get back into the fucking game, boys. That would be nice. They should be like, outside raid leaders are going forward consider cheating. That would go crazy, dude. Max can come in. I go in, let's fucking go. Let's see who's the best. Oh, dude, this would be so much fun. Get that one button rotation going and just raid lead and then just press tack, 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 tack. Easy.
Will we see Draenei play any sort of role? Also, will Quel'Thalas be, with Quel'Thalas being part of the main world now, will there be any updates to Forsaken Lands?
So the Draenei, you know, obviously will be part of the fight, you know, part of the battle that we're waging against the Void. But this chapter is focused on the Blood Elves and the Blood Elves struggle in the light.
Quel'Thalas and Zul'Amin. Yeah, and as it goes for
We'll
main with Eric.
Reception we've heard from Gamescom onwards about the changes to Silvermoon, Eversong, with the brand it's become Warcraft do more of.
I think we for sure discovered that like opportunity to do that in midnight.
Let's shift to some class talk. Faxia on Reddit asked, are you planning on adding any new specs that can tank or heal for existing classes?
Not right now in Midnight. I think Devourer, Demon Hunter, and that new range DPS spec for them is our focus right now. But I think we've seen whether it's this or whether it's augmentation, there's excitement around the idea of established classes getting new specs, and so that is something I think we are likely to explore as we look to the future.
Yeah, the problem is the more you add, the harder it gets to manage. I think this is also like a weakness of games like League of Legends as well. It gets really complicated, and especially it gets really complicated to do things like PvP or any sort of like collaborative work when you need to like know what your teammates can do as well. Yeah, balancing becomes hard. PvP becomes really hard. Like one of the things I hate the most in PvP is just playing like against newer classes, like against an Evoker, even against a DH or a Monk is for me not as fun as playing like against a Warlock or something. Yeah, Warlocks are a tilt class, but you know what I mean. Yeah, maybe there's a lot of extra work. Yeah, that as well. I don't know. I'm okay with them like reworking classes heavily, but adding more, I don't think is the play. Like it should be done very rarely, I think. Playing into the new heroic classes has never been fun. Into new heroic classes. Yeah, exactly. I always dislike that.
Zerotics on Reddit asked, throughout the War Within, some classes and specs received visual updates, and as a Monk player, the update to Vivify was very appreciated. Are there any other classes or specs that can be revealed to be getting updated visuals in Midnight?
Yeah, there's a couple really cool Apex talents. So Apex talents are the new talents you'll be able to learn at the bottom of your spec tree, and a lot of these have some fantastic visuals. Ones that jump out to me are the augmentation, where you summon a bronze dragon version of yourself from the future to fight alongside you for a little bit. The Frost Mage one as well. You summon a hand of frost that chases down your target and attack them. And so these are some of the new abilities that are going to get some new custom visuals. As far as like looking back at older visuals, as was the case with Vivify, this is something that we tend to do as we continue to build smaller patches. Most of our effort for Midnight was building all the new stuff, but then as we continue building out the game, we look to the future. This is where we look back at, as we did with Vivify, find abilities where we can raise the floor and say like, okay, this one has aged not as gracefully as the rest of our visuals, and we can bring it up to par with the rest.
Following that, we found a question from Nihenna on the German
Tentacle
forums,
Slam, no, I
and
didn't
Nihenna
see.
asked, will the Void/Light topic be picked up in any additional class specs in the future? For example, Sunwell effects for a Holy Paladin, or perhaps Void power.
Wait, what is this? What the fuck? That looks so weird, bro, but I can see it somewhat, yeah. What is happening there, though? Is it Void? It's like spitting Void at it, or is it slamming? Like it's kind of... it's like the thing from the dungeon, I guess. Penis slab. Oh. The secret technique. It's time to main Shadow Priest again. This is my kind of ability.
Powers for a Warlock.
I don't know about Void Warlocks quite yet, but we do have a existing Void themed spec, the Shadow Priest, my beloved Shadow Priest, which has a new ability, Tentacle Slam, which replaces Shadow Crash, and it is a giant voidy tentacle that slams down in a line in front of you and has a similar AoE component, but a lot more of a classic voidy Shadow Priest idea to it. We also have on one of our Apex talents, the Discipline Priest has Void Shield, which replaces your Power Shield with a Void themed shield. So there are places where the Void and Light are leaking into our class design.
Going back to the support roles, Neo Sorrow on the EU Spanish forums asked, can we expect anything new regarding the support role in Midnight? Will it be expanded to other classes? Is it considered that it maybe didn't work as expected for augmentation, and perhaps that just becomes a normal damage or healer?
So we're not planning on currently expanding it to other classes, but we're also not planning on changing augmentation to just fit into the existing niches. I think
they changed it quite a bit, though, guys.
there's a lot of excitement around the idea of support. I think we've seen players embrace that fantasy. I think we are still iterating on evolving that specialization and getting to a place where we can find a happy medium, where it can kind of realize that fantasy and be effective as someone who bolsters the strength of your allies without also becoming so effective that it feels required in groups and kind of limits composition diversity. I think if we're able to achieve that, hopefully when we're able to achieve that, I do think we would like to look to what other ideas might apply a different fantasy to executing that concept.
I want to switch to the topic of Delve.
Okay, yeah, regarding augmentation, what Shelfu said, it's now apparently raid-wide, and it divides by the people that it buffs. But do you know, Shelfu, how it exactly works? Like, because, like, does it, for example, buff healers and tanks? I guess not, so it's not just DPS. And then what about the range? Like, does it have a range? Because if it does, then you still want to like outrange some people and buff other people more and shit like that. It's mentioned only damaging classes. I see. I mean, surely it's not going to always buff everyone. Also, how long does even might last, actually? Because that could be really interesting. Like, let's say you have 5 people you need to send. You can only send into a portal to defeat a mob. If you have an augmentation that buffs you right before you go into the portal, you can do more damage inside. This was actually a trick we used with PI on what's the fight called? The one from Naxxar was Kalthuzad in Sanctum of Domination. If you remember, you had to go into the portal, and we needed like a little bit of extra damage there, but we didn't want more people because then you spawn more pools or something like this. I don't know. There was a no. We needed people outside to interrupt all the mobs. I think we didn't want to send more DPS in because we needed all the interrupts outside. So we gave someone a PI. Actually, it was even. I feel like it was a Prot Paladin or something. It was a Prot Paladin insane damage on that here. I don't know. It was something like that, and it's similar with augmentation. Augmentation didn't exist back then, but you can give people a buff that you can no longer reach after. That's a new talent. Only 10 seconds, but they have tons of things that extend this and shit, right? So I don't know. I don't know how it would work, I guess. But even 10 seconds is not too bad. Yeah. It is interesting. I like this a lot more than the current one, though, right? Like, no matter what, this is a lot simpler than the current one. Is that right? Or is like are augmentation players somehow mad about this? Are we crying about this? Should I feel angry, guys, or? Aug itself got a considerably above. No, we're not angry. Okay, good, good. I'm not. I didn't feel angry, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. You know. There are still Aug players. Yeah, some people hate themselves.
The WoW.
Okay, let's continue. What's next?
Content creator True Villain Manny said, with delves integrated into the story, will there be certain scenarios that are locked in as we level? And will there be additional story in those alternative scenarios with delves?
Who cares, bro?
Inside abilities in the War Within, maybe a randomized puzzle to solve, a race.
Hey, what are we talking about?
So let's go inside. Varteris on the WoW forums said, will delves have even greater variety than in the War Within? Maybe a randomized puzzle to solve, a race, a whole new set of abilities.
Yeah, there's a couple ways that delves are changing. We have a new follower, Valera Sanguinar is going to come along, and she's going to.
That's actually really smart. Popping like a dragon riding race into a delve could be very cool. Or, you know, they have these puzzles with flipping the orbs to detach everything. Like, it will give you like a shitty buff that no one gives a fuck about. I think there could be bigger puzzles there. That give you either bigger buffs, like more impactful, or let you skip a lot of things or something, or you need to do to complete some part of the delve. I think it would be nice. So they also have this thing where you need to like memorize the path which you need to walk, and it will like light up once, and then you need to try it, and then typically you just blink through it and it's free. But yeah, that's also, I think, a nice puzzle.
Things up. She's takes delves a little bit more seriously than Bran does, and a lot more snabbily as well. We also have some outdoor delves that are going to take place in outdoor spaces, and so this will just change up not only the vibe of the space, but your ability to move around, because you'll be able to use your ground mounts to get around. We're also just taking a look at the mechanics that we're using in delves in Midnight. So
even collecting like some orbs just flying around would be kind of nice, I think. Just adding some variety to delves.
We can announce now that Midnight does not have any underwater delves. It also does not have any delves with a mechanic.
Oh, God bless. Guys, the underwater delves was my Achilles heel, bro. The breath got me every time.
Where you have to say pick up a candle or a totem and throw it ahead and continue doing that on a continued basis. Folks, let us know how they felt about those, and we're not moving forward with those designs in Midnight.
So Relentless on the EU Spanish forums asked a version of a question we got a lot. And Ian, what's stopping the World of Warcraft development team from doing a world revamp? Could we get a world revamp?
Bro, I thought he was going to say what's stopping the World of Warcraft development team from doing a worldwide release. I was getting already hyped up. Oh, I need to calm down now again. 1 second. My heart rate. Whew, good thing we don't have a heart monitor.
I mean, I think, the idea of revamping everything at once is a terrifying one, frankly. But I think, as touched on earlier, we definitely want to tell new stories in iconic locations. And in doing that, we would certainly do much more than just do a fresh coat of paint on the area. We would really reimagine it and bring it into the present day, as we have with Eversong. Our current focus is, of course, on the story that we're telling for the rest of the World Soul Saga. That will touch on some familiar locations. But down the line, I think the lessons we are learning and the experiences we're having, revisiting some locations, open the door to doing a lot more of it.
Saw a very upvoted question from Solera, a French WoW player on X. Solera asked, without giving away spoilers, very important.
Okay.
Does Midnight introduce any completely new elven tribes?
Yeah, that's a skip.
Thank you. And specializations. Zoris on the EU Spanish forums asked, with the Devourer specialization, all Demon Hunter abilities will use void effects and icons, even those shared by all three specializations. Has there been any consideration of extending this aesthetic customization to other classes?
So I think philosophically, narratively, what a Void Demon Hunter represents, what a Devourer Demon Hunter represents, is one who, rather than harnessing and channeling Fel energy, is channeling Void energy to turn it against those who originally wielded it. And so that is going to transform a wide range of their abilities. On the other hand, when we look at, let's say, a Fire Mage or a Frost Mage, they're not forsaking the arcane when they become a Fire Mage. And so Blink is still an arcane spell, and Counterspell is still an arcane spell, and so forth. And so I think when we look at other classes, we generally like to look at that broad base of multiple areas of focus. And just because you specialize in one thing doesn't mean that that transforms all of the others. With that said, touching on some earlier questions, when it comes to glyph spell customizations and other things that players may want to customize the look and feel of their abilities, there's always an opportunity there.
Another highly upvoted question all over the place. I'll take the version of this question from Navarel on the EU German forums. Would you consider replacing the ready-made group in follower dungeons with characters from the player's warband?
Only is what, but
Our bill asking for
Will be. We actually have a new mechanic.
Mini-game type quests. Maria, Silo on the WoW forums asked, will there be new mini-game type quests in Midnight?
Yes, there will be. We actually have a new mechanic that was created for Zulaman specifically, where you will do some, underwater stuff. But it's quite fun. It's the Amani Abyss style. You're gonna be going fish and troll style.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a revelation. I like that. While we're revealing things, Musselton on the WoW forums asked, I'm extremely excited for the Heronir. Can you share more information?
Angling an axolotl. But
How can you be extremely excited about Terranir, bro? Oh! Oh! This is the pain of playing with like an MMORPG, yeah, instead of just playing like League of Legends or something.
No, I think you got it right. I think you did.
Okay, cool.
The reveal of the Heronir led to a very common question. And a version of that question that I want to ask you came from Racktoner on Reddit. Can you explain the decision-making process for which races to make playable races?
Yeah. A lot of this comes down to narrative. There's no secret that we.
Also, guys, by the way, guys, Heron, whatever the fuck, okay, but like if it was, I don't know, let's think of like, I don't know, ogres or something, like an iconic World of Warcraft or like Warcraft story race. I could see the excitement, honestly. If someone was like, I'm extremely excited to play an ogre mage, I get it. What the fuck is a Heroneer, bro? Yeah, or like a Murloc or something. Exactly. How can you be extremely excited about this? No fucking way. This is like a paid question. Oh, I am so fucking excited about this. Let's go, guys. I have just one question about it. It must be a paid comment.
Started talking to the Heroneer in the War Within, and this was not a coincidence either. We wanted to build a familiarity with Rowena, with her crew, so you'd understand who these characters are when they do eventually become playable characters, as we've added them in Midnight. And of course, Midnight is part of a 3-chapter saga. We're in the middle chapter now. The Heroneer are going to be a big, important part of this story, and this is why we chose to fold them in.
I feel bad often being the bearer of bad news in these conversations, but I know that it's not lost on us that there are widespread requests from players who would love to be a Sethrak or an Ethereal or the like. And part of the question there is, as Paul said, narratively, like, does it make sense for this faction to really join the Alliance and Horde if there's if they're cosmic, extraplanar, or more neutral by nature? But the reality of it is also, from a production perspective, one of the things we grapple with is that adding a brand new race to World of Warcraft is one of the most development-intensive things we can do, not just in one-time time commitment, but also in the long-term carrying very heavily to add very novel or meaningfully different races down the line. But it's a very high bar for us to clear when we look at.
I will wait. I will be patient. Please give me Saber Run. So, Massive Bear on the WoW forums asked, will Heroneer be unlockable in the 3 days of early access? I remember Earthen were not.
No, not during the first 3 days. Yeah. So during that early access, we want to make sure that we're letting players who are in that early access be able to play through the campaign and understand what's going on, but not getting any meaningful jumps ahead of anyone else who does not have that early access.
Meredith on the WoW forums.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't want during the early access for anyone to gain a meaningful advantage, like playing the Heroneer. However, if a guild wants to level up 10 characters of the same class to gear them up for the race, is that really important? I don't know. I don't think so.
Asked, how is
as long as Heroneer is not part of the early access, my heart is at rest.
Blizzard progressing in the war against toxicity in terms of the entire game?
Yeah, this is something that's a huge focus for us, and really there's many facets to the question and the discussion. I think when people say toxicity, there's a few different meanings, perhaps, or things that they're referring to. Some of it is just
10 guys. I'm trying to keep the secret plans. Don't talk about it. We're only gonna play 10 next expansion. Okay? Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone though. This is top secret info. Because less is more.
The overt, hostile, harmful.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
How is Blizzard progressing in the war against toxicity in terms of the entire game?
Yeah, this is something that's a huge focus for us, and really there's many facets to the question and the discussion. I think when people say toxicity, there's a few different meanings, perhaps, or things that they're referring to. Some of it is just the overt, hostile, harmful, antagonistic interactions that may occur online between players. We're always continuing to shore up our reporting tools, improve real-time monitoring, and get to a place where people who are disrupting our game world can be punished and ultimately removed from it if they continue to do that. On the other hand, though, I think sometimes when people talk about a community or a portion of the game feeling toxic, that can arise from just mismatched expectations. Like, if I am listing a group and I'm trying to run a raid, and I have done that raid 12 times, and I have been through groups that have wiped and learned the encounters, it's reasonable for me, as a leader of a pug, to only want players who have a certain level of experience, who have also been through those learning wipes, and can
why don't they fucking show that on their UI? Why do we need an add-on for it?
Succeed quickly. And so someone who is looking to learn may feel like, oh, this is very unwelcoming, this is kind of toxic, why aren't we, why am I not welcome here? And ultimately, that's an issue of aligning expectations. And I think there's a lot more that we can do on the pro-social side of things to help people find like-minded players and like-minded groups. There's nothing wrong with wanting to complete something quickly and efficiently. There's also very certainly nothing wrong with wanting to learn and wanting a patient group. Now, if you mix those two groups, there are going to be some conflicts that emerge naturally because of different goals and expectations. So I think a lot of what we're focused on right now is also how we can help players better connect with like-minded individuals so that they can have satisfying experiences where everyone is on the same page, working towards the same goals.
Thank you. I want to rip through some more housing questions. We've got several. Will we get to see our alts walking about, or maybe sitting in a chair in our house?
Yeah, this is, we're looking at a lot of the same technical hurdles we talked about earlier, not only with being able to show players and other players feature. Cool way
until we get their
my house. So
to really deliver what players have been expecting and what they deserve. But there comes a point when we're developing, especially understand where we're really
on the
and see where it goes from there.
So here's a very specific question from Alastril on the WoW forums. For housing and professions, it was stated that professions through all expansions will be able to craft housing items. Will we be able to use this as a skill catch-up for the past expansions? For example, could a leather worker
who gives the prompt?
Cool idea.
Go.
You'll
what happens if you make a private neighborhood with the minimum amount of people and then some of them go away?
So this is something we're from where we're really fellow.
Very much. Will there be a list of collections and their sources for housing materials?
Don't care.
Capybaras in the Yamani screen.
Oh, dude, he lost me at capybaras.
Oh.
Necklace.
Legion was great, and it was fun to have a unique experience questing on alts.
Yeah, class.
On the WoW forums asked, could we see the return of class quest lines? Legion was great, and it was fun to have a unique...
Yeah, the reason they don't do them is probably takes too much time, right? It's only like, what, 1, 12, 13th? I don't know how many classes there are at this point.
Unique experience questing on alts.
Yeah, class quest lines come up really often as something people are excited about. We certainly do want to look more at, expanding on classes. We had a lot of fun doing the Warlock one, for example, not too long ago. But most recently, the best way for you to play some class quest lines, if you never played them, has to do with our lore walking. Because where we had restrictions, for example, on the Xalatath story, previously, a lot of people didn't know anything about Xalatath and the knife. And by playing that lore walking, they had the opportunity to play that portion of the priest quest line. So we're hoping that as we build more lore walking, you'll have that opportunity to see some of the...
Good. It's our last question. And I cobbled this together from
surely the last question is a meaningful one. We're getting the global release question, guys.
Versions of this question that I found everywhere. I want to give a shout out to some of the people that I borrowed this from. Azerial, Simplejack, Martian, Zuburius on our forums, all asked versions of this.
The goats.
Ian, how will player power progression be updated in Midnight, especially regarding Valor Stones?
So yeah, so the way the upgrade system's played out over the last couple of expansions, I think we're happy with the sort of granular incremental progression that complements that spiky randomness of loot drops. But there is, and we agree with player feedback that we've heard, potentially one too many moving pieces and a bit too much complexity in the current system. So I can announce that Valor Stones as a currency will be going away in Midnight. You're already needing to gather the crests that you need, and that should be sufficient. We're also looking to streamline the system a little bit and more clearly pair individual crest tiers with appropriate gear upgrade tracks so that there's potentially less confusion about what crest matches to what.
Anything further, Paul?
No, I think that's great. Yeah.
We're over here pumping fists.
Yes, absolutely.
I wish they also reduced the crest amounts. That would have been good, but yeah. You need Valor Stones and come up with something more annoying.
Rip Valor Stones.
Well,
and on that note,
that's our time. Thank you, Ian, Paul, Maria. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you to everyone watching along. We've got Midnight Alpha testing starting very soon. We can't wait to see you there and welcome you home.
That's it. No problem. Okay. We did see all of this. Now, well, in a way, I'm a bit glad that I don't have access to Alpha because I don't have the time to go through it anyways. But I will look at some of the posts. I have time till I have... Oh, I have my calendar open here. We don't want that. Let's close that. I have that open. That's weird. I have 1.5 hours left, so let's look at the things that they put out there. And plus rotation, you guys already let me know. Arena is October 3. Nice.
Sound muted.
So my TS was open. Midnight merge unboxing. Wait, let's. Oh, this is 3 days ago. Wait, was there like tons of shit posted by people? Or is that not online? Several Apex talents revealed. Why didn't we already see some of these? Mage fired up. While combustion is active, consuming hot streak has a 15% chance to grant you a stack of fired up, increasing your fire damage by 5% until combustion ends. Ooh, another talent that punishes mages. Always be earthquake time. 1 sec, I'm gone. Holy moly. There was an earthquake here, guys. Just wanted to check on the wife and kids. They were apparently in the elevator and didn't notice. Holy fuck. Because the elevator is shaking a little bit as well. But if I get a stronger one, or if my wife feels like she needs to go down and is scared or whatever, I will probably end the stream here. I think it's fine. It wasn't that bad. But, you know, still gotta check on the family. Earthquake time meant like we had an earthquake in Istanbul. My house was shaking. Yeah, I'm in Turkey. Mage got completely reworked. Let me also check how big the earthquake was actually. Although this will probably take some time until I get info. Crazy, you cannot access this website while you have a VPN on. They fucking trolling me. Oh, there we go. This one works. Okay, yeah, it's not declared yet. 2.1? There's... Nah, it was not 2.1. 43 minutes ago. Bro, it happened 5 minutes ago. When I left my PC. It's a 4.7 sounds about right. It wasn't that bad. You know, it's just you don't know if there is gonna be a follow-up or something or whatever. And then Google says 1355 4.0. Oh, okay. Really? Global quake. Oh, I don't know how that website. Nice. How do you check that stuff? That's cool. Istanbul. How do you query for this? It's a YouTube stream. Holy moly. Oh. .9 it says, or what? Why do you say 4.7? Am I looking at the right thing? Oh, this is I see. It's different. Yeah, I mean it's about the same anyways. I just wanted to know if I'm looking at the correct part of the UI. But so it like rotated here. Where does it tell me? Oh, here. Please be careful. I mean, there's not much I can do, honestly, guys. Yeah. I can't like just suddenly learn to fly. 16 is, yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, wait, it was very short. The last one was pretty long, and it was like it's not a good experience. This one was pretty short, but like a little bit for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, if even 5. Probably more like 4 seconds, and then it was gone. Can't believe therapies are testing your tentacle slam. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm good. If I get a call that my wife is like out with the kids and stuff, I need to go, guys, because then, yeah, you know how it be. But otherwise, you can just read about mage talents and apex talents. I mean, apex talents or go out because of earthquake. Let's see if maybe shaman got new earthquake talent. Any shaman stuff? No. Elemental stuff is not out yet. New talent, Istanbul earthquake. Okay, let's go back to mage. It is out. What do you mean? This is better. Oh, nice. Thank you, sir. Quick streamers from, yeah. If I die on stream, I would make so much money, dude. Let's fucking go. This is a class tuning page. There's a class tuning page. This one. Oh, they also changed DR. I saw a nice post from Skill Capped or whatever. Hype train 100%. Yes, just if things are shaking, you gotta send the subs, bro. You gotta send the subs. We gotta go ham. Get a hype train going. Do you think now every spec is a 2-button spec we can expect? Oh yeah, wait. I want to see the pruning stuff. Wait. Mage. Okay, mage is a really hard thing to search, I guess. Okay. Fire is also a hard thing to search. Where the... God, dude. Wow. 7 seconds interrupt? Okay, does not affect PvP content. Okay. That's crazy. That is super long. Look at restoration. Wait. I want to look at mage first, guys. Okay. Hero talents. Frostfire Hero Talent 3 added many auras, most of which was incentivized to track and play around. It was also filled with damage procs. I said this, by the way, on the fucking first beta Frostfire stream that I did. Do you guys remember? Was any one of you around there? I played Frostfire and I was like, damn, bro, the amount of buffs you get from this spec is crazy. This is so bad. Like, I don't know. It's not... I don't think I was being smart, you know? Like, anybody could have fucking noticed this. It's making me so angry. Like, when they, for whatever reason, okay, this is a thing, when they fix their mistakes, it was the same thing when they reworked the auction house and made it better, like, compared to the old shit we had. When they fix shit, it makes me even angrier because it makes me realize, like, there was no, like, big plan behind it, you know? Like, something that I didn't understand. I was just too stupid. They were just being dumb. They're dumbing down the game, bro. I think you have no fucking clue what you're talking about, but I'm gonna read this and then decide. Let's see. There's also for the damage rolls, many new damage events and provide an influx of Brain Freeze, Phoenix Flames, charges to Frost and Fire respectively. In Midnight, we're reworking the Frost Fire tree completely to let its gameplay more directly enhance and elevate the gameplay that exists within the Fire and Frost trees instead of overwhelming it. We've also moved Isothermic Core to the up capstone location and integrated more deeply into the tree's talents. Which one was Isothermic Core again? With certain outcomes of meteor, meteor. Yeah, okay. This movie has made it as a fantastic visual spectacle and an exciting moment of gameplay-wise. In Midnight, Frostfire mazes should have more intuitive rotational priorities, less hours to track, and a punchy big moment of damage and excitement with Frostfire empowerment and Isothermic Core. That sounds amazing. It sounds fucking amazing. And it sounds like you are completely wrong, Savage Clicker. New talent, Duality, Frost, Glacier also casts a Pyroblast, dealing moderate fire damage. Casting Pyroblast, a 25% chance to fire a Glacial Spike, dealing heavy frost damage. Sounds great. Nothing to track, everything chill. Your Frostfire spells apply Ignite, dealing additional 15% of the damage over 9 seconds. Sure. Apply Ignite at 10%. Yep, sure. New talent, Elemental Conduit, Common Storm, Glacial Spire. Now apply Ignite. Ignite critical damage is increased. Yep. Heat Sink. Flurry and Fire Blast. Now your Frostfire damage and their damage is increased. Dual casting, adapt your Frostfire spell to 20% increase critical damage. Pyro and Flame Strike, Ice Lance, and Blizzard damage increased by 10%. Blast radius. What is that? It's newer talent. Comet Storm damage increased by 20%. Meteor damage by 20%. Yep. Crossfire, Bolts, Critical Strike chance is increased by 15%. Damage of your Frost and Fire spells are increased by 8%. Yep. Frost and Fire spells. Has a 5% chance to grant Brain Freeze. Damage of your Frost and Fire spells are increased by 8%. Okay. A lot of it is just damage increases, which doesn't really do much. But at the same time, I mean, the talent tree getting bigger and bigger. There's no outplay other than doing this kind of stuff. Flash Freeze Burn has been updated. Casting Combustion or Ray of Frost grants Frostfire empowerment. Oh, what the fuck? Another earthquake happened. But not me, right? Or what was that sound? Or like a doo-doo. No, this one is not it. We're chilling. He's about to reach that part. Wait, what is it? The cooldown of Ray of Frost is reduced by 15%. Cooldown combustion is reduced by 30%. Yeah, sounds good. Severe temperatures have been updated. Frostfire empowerment stacks 1 additional time. Causes Frostfire will to explode for an additional 20%. Okay, yep, sounds good. Flame of Frost has been updated. Now triggers from Ice Block or Ice Cold. Frost Mages was called Snap. What is Flame and Frost? Fire causes to cooldown of your frost spells. Oh. I never played Frostfire outside of beta, so I don't even know actually. Didn't even know what the spell or how you would use these exactly. Sounds interesting though. I certainly call. Yeah, what else? Frostfire initial burn. I'll also notice these when I play, right? And like look at them. Let's choose. Has Keystone now has 2 specialization specific versions that only can be seen and selected by Frost and or Fire. They now override only Frostball or Fireball based on your specialization. I don't get what that means. This will fix it for Fire Mage would have Frost Fireball revert to Frostball when talenting out of Frostfire. Ah, I see. Okay, whatever. The following talents have been removed. Excess Fire, Excess Frost, Frostfire Mastery. Okay. What's that part that I'm supposed to reach soon? Ice Plasma. Thank you, sir. Spellslinger. I actually want to look at the things that I did play a bit more. Your Arcane Familiar Water has a 50% chance to conjure a Splinter alongside its Arcane Assault. Dark damage from Splinters has a 25% chance. Casting Arcane Barrage at 20 or more Arcane Salvo stacks refund 5 salvo and consumes 1 additional stack of freezing. Look again has been redesigned while in combat. Blink summons a mirror image at your previous location. Oh, this is like a Thorghast talent. I wonder how that works with the damage decrease or what happens here. Which talent was this? Look again. Wow. Oh, this is very interesting. I don't know how this will work like aggro wise and things. Might be quite nice. Like M plus and things. Shifting shards has been updated. Cleaning clear casting increase conjures 2 splinters. Now a choice now with Tune Familiar. Force of Will has been updated. Signatures casting touch on conjures 4 arcane splinters. Casting laser conjures 2 frost splinters. Reactive barrier absorb amount reduced. Embedded splinters no longer tracked on nameplates. Unerring proficiency has been removed. Splinter cleave percentage increase 40%. Okay, yeah, whatever, man. I don't really care about these things, I guess. I guess maybe Sun Fury as well, since we play that right now. As information, when your Arcane Phoenix expires, it grants you lesser time warp. I hate this Arcane Phoenix. Also, what I hate is when you die that you spawn with one of this, whatever it's called, Arcane Sphere or Spellfire Sphere. It's full tilt. And then you change talents. God, that's so horrible. Spellfire Salvo. Arcane Salvo can stack 5 additional times. Fire Blast gains 1 additional charge. Meteorite damage increased by 15%. Damn, Fire Blast, 1 more charge. Is this like, did they take away the other charge that you had? Or do you have 4 charges now or what? These talents are whatever. Everything that's being shown for here trees might as well be completely different. True, they reworked Mage like 5 times before they released it last time. It was crazy. Cooldown all the time is reduced by 10 seconds. But still, if there's like a unique idea, that's interesting. I guess I'll just look for those. Wait, this is crazy. After casting Arcane Surge / Combustion, your next blink will cause a blast wave. Dealing fire damage, knocking enemies back 2 yards and slowing them. What? That is so fucking random, bro. I guess. With lessons in. Okay. New talent, time twist, cooldown other times reduced. Choice node, setback. Codex of the Sunstriders have been redesigned. That's more for PvP. I see, I guess. But I think you could probably do things with it, but yeah. When your Arcane Phoenix is summoned, it consumes all your each spell sphere consumed. Spell damage causes your Arcane Phoenix to cast an exceptional Arcane spell restoration. Wait, isn't this the same thing? Focusing the effects of codecs of the Sunstriders and memory of Alar to make them easier to understand, create more immediate impact, and reduce the number of auras present in the Sun Fury tree. They also should like filter like rate buffs and stuff from the buff place, but I guess instead they will just have more important buffs visible somewhere, right? Yeah, that's why we have that whole new tracking thing. Media setback has been redesigned. I hope like creating your own UI or like UI is like super simple, you know, like it tells you what you can track and what you should track kind of, and it makes like that process very easy to do. That would be so nice, bro. I'll play so many alts. It would be so fun. Same with setting up keybinds. Like that would also be nice if that's just super simple. There is an add-on, for example, that shows you like your keyboard. I forgot the name of the add-on. It's also very outdated. Last time I tried to run it, I had some like bugs and shit. And it will show you your keyboard and show you which buttons have a spell allocated. And then when you like press shift, it will show you with shift which spells are where. Like the place where, you know, think of a keyboard picture. For example, the Corsair Vanguard 96 that just came out, right? Quick shout out. Yeah, think of a keyboard picture, and then you will see like, I don't know, I'll have Firewall on 2, I have my Pyroblast on R, and then you will see the icons of the spells on your thing. There's an add-on like that. I wish Blizzard would do something like this as well. So it's like super easy to keybind, because oftentimes when you're keybinding, you forget what you keybound where, and you're like, yeah, I could put this on this, but what was on it? And then you press it, and sometimes it's a cooldown, sometimes it's like, you don't know, maybe it's a macro, maybe it's something without a visual. It's weird. Yeah, it's a big new keyboard. Yeah, look at it, a unique, one of its kind, dude. It's like a TKL size. They call it 60% or 70. Oh no, 96%. It's they call it. Super like fit together. Like look at the spacing here, right? Yeah. Anyways, quick ad. I like their new mouse. I used the new mouse at the race. We had like a prototype, and bro, it is so light, guys. My hand was a little bit hurting from like all the shit we were doing during the race, because you use a PC a lot, right? And it was so nice to have that mouse, and it felt like my hand when I was holding it was just like rising on its own. You know that feeling when you like, let's say I press these hands like together all the time, and then I do this, they will like automatically move like this, right? Like your body is so used to it. With the mouse, it felt like it was flying up my hand, because I'm so used to, I guess, apparently putting this, I don't know, weird pressure. The keys capacitive. I don't know. I don't have the keyboard yet. They are limited stock as well, so if you want one, I wouldn't wait too long. I mean, they will probably like increase the stock in like 2 months or 1 month or whatever, but just letting you know. New IQ is far better than the old one. Yeah, I honestly, guys, we had a lot of peripheral sponsors, and I can say that the software in all of them are not great, including Corsair. I gave them this feedback as well, but it's all of them. I've not seen anyone with good software. Like, if there is one, let me know. But I have tested literally everything. Like, okay, I guess the only ones we weren't sponsored by was like Razer, maybe. Like, we tested SteelSeries, we tested Logitech, we tested Rockcat, Turtle Beach is kind of with Rockcat, I guess. I don't know. There was like one more, I think, and it's just always the software is not great. I don't know why they think. I feel like they think it doesn't matter that much, but we gave them exactly this feedback. Like, focus on the software, add functionalities there. People appreciate this stuff. Razer also garbage. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, the software is definitely important. I agree. I'll keep giving this feedback, and I hope all of them improve, honestly, yeah. Especially the Logitech one, guys, would drive me fucking crazy, man. Yeah. Anyways, enough flaming sponsors. Okay. Maybe setback has been redesigned. The bonuses provided by your barrier spells persist an additional 8 seconds after your barrier is removed. Ooh, that's really interesting for Arcane, right? Because that's really, really interesting for Arcane. But can some Fury can be Arcane, right? Yeah. Damn. True, obviously, because I am playing Arcane Sun Fury. Yeah. Smart. Because they have the 25% damage reduction, like magical damage reduction or something. That's pretty sick. Okay. The fire and ice barrier does not really matter, I guess for PvP it does. Glowers incandescence are activated, now granted upon generating Spellfire Sphere. No longer causes fire blasts to hit additional targets. Okay, tooltip updated to better reflect the damage rates on meteorites. Or Memory of Alar has been updated. No longer extends the duration of Arcane Soul or Hypothermia based on number of exceptional service casts. Base duration of Arcane Soul and Hypothermia has increased to 6 seconds. Oh, okay. Is that the... Wait, was there more about Memory of Alar? Based on the number of exceptional casts. So is it always going to be 6 seconds, even regardless of the amount of Spellfire Spheres? It sounds like that. Arcane Salvo is Madrid now grants 5 Arcane Salvo stacks per cast, and Arcane Salvo is not consumed by casting Arcane Barrage. Does increase Arcane Barrage damage per cast. Okay, I don't even know what Arcane Salvo is, not gonna lie. Some Fury Execution has been updated. Fire now increases Scorch's threshold to 40%. Now Arcane Barrage will deal 15% increased damage affected by a touch of the Magi. Ooh, a big execute nerf on Arcane. Only 15% as well, that's so low. That's weird. Burn of Power has been updated. Now increases Pyroblast, Flame Strike, and Arcane Blast on damage. Oh, it just increases damage now. Cool. Several talents have been changed positions in the talent tree. Ignite the Future has been removed. Okay. We're taking a pass to reduce an aura bloat in the Mage Core tree. Yeah. We're also consolidating defensive power to simplify the landscape of mage defensives and make them more approachable. And Midnight Barrier spells should be potent, consistent, and reliable. Or does that mean like longer CD on them as well? Mirror Image and Invisibility spells should now be able to use for their utility instead of tagged on defensive benefits. Oh! Mage is becoming a normal class! Interesting! We're also removing Shifting Power. Let's fucking go, bro. Finally, I hated this spell. Not gonna... I didn't say it. I didn't say it while it was live. I didn't want it to get annoyed, but I actually always hated Shifting Power. It was always like, you know, like, what's your CD? Like, I don't know. You can use it here. You can use it there. I don't know. It was just annoying to use, man. I disliked it. Okay, like, it looked cool, but like the whole planning around it, just, I did not like. Also, like, what's your ice block cooldown? Yeah. If I talent this, and then 3 minutes, no, it's actually 2 minutes, 48 seconds. Like, bro, come on. Just give me proper numbers, you know? Actually, it's not even 2 minutes, 48 seconds. It's like, because you can get, what, like 3 shifting power? Oh yeah, it depends when I use shifting power. That was a response, true. Because you can use either twice or 3 times, you know, depending on when you use ice block. Nah. I'm good. Fuck shifting power. Such less interesting for Arcane and Frost, but it came as... Oh, wait, what? It's uniquely powerful for Fire Mage and substantially less interesting for Arcane and Frost. I wouldn't say that. But okay. I would say I think it was more interesting for Arcane, actually, because you could either decide to use it after, like, you could decide to do sometimes, instead of a big burn, even though it's ready, a mini burn, and then use a shifting right after and shit like that. Like, how is, I guess, like, Does the shifting matter? Yeah, it would matter. Weird that they thought that it was not interesting for Arcane. Fire is just use it when you got nothing to do. When your combustion runs out and get combustion faster. But it can so challenge made it difficult to balance their cooldowns appropriately for its existence. Fire Mage will be getting some specs, specific adjustment to make Fire Blast more accessible and to compensate for the loss of shifting power. We're also reducing Shimmer's power to help make the decision between Blink and Shimmer feel more of a meaningful choice. Ooh. Players who want to maximize uptime and display mastery over an encounter in its mechanics should feel empowered to express that through Shimmer, whereas progression and more reactive mages should enjoy the increased availability of Blink. Wait, are they gonna give Blink 2 stacks and Shimmer 1 stack or something? Let's see. That would be crazy. Improved Conjuration. Mirror Images cooldowns reduced by 30 seconds, but it doesn't benefit you defensively, so... Time Walk. Alter time resets the cooldown of Blink and Shimmer when you return to the original rotation. Choice node with temporal realignment. Okay, I mean, same thing, right? I mean, or was this baseline alter time? I don't know. Whatever. Spatial manipulation. Blink gains additional charge. Oh, I see what's going on here. Wait, this is crazy for PvP though. Because you can escape CC with Blink as well. Or stuns with CC. Yeah, stuns with Blink. Upon dropping below 25% health, your past self corrects your timeline. Casting altered time and instantly returning 50% of your maximum health. The way this is worded, I'm guessing it won't reposition you or anything, but it might give you a Blink or Shimmer stack. That's what I'm reading here with altered time being put in, but I don't know. I guess that we'll see when we play. Improved Ice Barrier. Ice Barrier absorbs an increase 5% of your maximum health and now reduces your physical damage taken by 10%. Okay, increased by your... Okay, whatever. Improved Blaze Barrier. Damage has increased 200%. Is now controls your wounds, healing you 15% of the damage it absorbs. Oh, that's nice with the other talent we saw. That keeps the... I mean, it's not amazing. 15% is not a lot, but still, it's not too bad. If it's 8 seconds longer active, and there's like a ticking fight. Charm of Achewind, the critical strike damage of your spells increase. Mastery increase. Improved Blink. Blink's cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. Choice not against Shimmer. People think this is making it a rough choice between Blink and Shimmer. Am I missing something? I don't know. Maybe I need to keep reading. Does this take away the stack you gain from here or something? Or you don't have enough points to select this or something? I don't know. This sounds stupid. You would just obviously still pick Shimmer if it's just 2 second CD reduction. Keep reading. Okay. Permafrost, a bauble. The cooldown of Ice Block and Ice Cold is reduced by 30 seconds. Reduces the cooldown of Greater Invis by 45 seconds. What's the difference between Greater Invis and normal Invis at this point? Or does normal Invis not exist? I don't even know. Master of Time has been updated. Reduces alter time cooldown by 5 to 10 seconds. No longer grants an additional charge of Blink after casting alter time. Oh. This is gonna be definitely a situational talent when you're like, you don't give a fuck about movement. Because this, I think it's very rare that people are gonna pick this. It must be like a really hard survival fight, or you need it for a specific purpose. Like, I don't know, you need to jump off the platform and alter time back every, I don't know, X seconds. That's longer than the CD of alter time. Overflowing energy has been updated. Now increases crit strike chance of Arcane Barrage, Fireball, and Ice Lance only. Okay, whatever. Quick Witted has been updated. Counter spells cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. Wait. Is this the one that was like moving it from 24 seconds to 20 seconds when you correctly interrupt? Wow. Yeah, okay. 1 more second CDR. Great. Amazing. The time manipulation has been updated. Now reduce the cooldown of your loss of control spells by 5 seconds. Okay, whatever. Incantation of swiftness and visibility now increase your movement speed by 30 to 60% for 6 seconds. Yeah, I like this spell quite a lot, but it was more than 60%, right? It was like 80% or something. Yeah, I think this 40, but there was 2 charges, so it was 80%, I think. That's kind of sad, but okay. Yeah. All mage barrier spells have had their cooldowns increased to 30 seconds, was 25. I mean, I think it could be even longer, but with shifting power gone, I guess it might be okay. Depends also what else they're taking away. There's other things that reduce CD on barriers. Mirror image duration reduced 15 seconds was 40 seconds. Oh, interesting. So what do you if mirror images has no defensive value now, and you just use it for like distraction on PvP and on PvE for aggro drop? Is that it? The classic search for a term on Google, realize it's a common term and add wow. Yeah, you know it, dude. Shimmer cooldowns increased to 30 seconds, was 25, and no longer has 2 charges baseline. But you still, when you get this blink charge talent, I think you still have 2 charges of shimmer. It's just the CD is 30 seconds. And blink is 15. Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna go with blink, yeah. It says blink? No, that's not how it works. So blink is the base spell of shimmer. So when you impact blink, you impact shimmer. That's how this game works. Or at least it used to work. I don't know what's happening in this expansion. But yeah, this would override that, obviously. Except with like the cooldown and things, right? Okay, yeah, it's a bit weird, I guess, the language, but it is like that. What can I do, guys? So yeah, the cooldown will be different, but that's why it says like baseline, right? Otherwise, it will say no longer, never like 2 charges, or it's always 1 charges or something. It says no, has no 2 charges baseline. That's the whole reason. It's weird that the choice node though is between. I would think the choice node should be still with ice flows versus shimmer or something, but I guess then you would definitely pick ice flows. Yeah, I get now why. Yeah, true. Okay. Yeah, 15 seconds versus 30. You will probably go with blink, I will guess. In almost every case. I hate icy flows. Yeah, it's just quite hard to play with, especially at high haste levels. Early on in the expansion, we typically had low haste levels, but they changed that as well. Last expansions, I think last 2 expansions, you had high haste on quite early levels, or like the first tier already. So, I mean, also like, you know, fire was like really benefiting from haste and stuff, right? So the higher haste you have, the harder ice flows is to play. But on low haste, ice flows is actually quite fun to play with. Hopeful says blink. I can't. I mean, it's true. I think with 15 versus 30. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the fight a little bit. I think you will go with blink. Can't lose that GCD. I don't know. By the way, one talent a lot of people I never saw picking is like you can do some defensive sacrifices and pick the blink CD reduction talent in the mage tree right now. And a lot of people are not picking that. I'm always confused why. I think it's really OP. If you can't afford moving while casting, then yeah, it blinks. If blinks give you more value, then that's it. If you can't afford moving while casting, I don't know, just blink is just so good, bro. Like 15-second blink is so good if you have 2 charges on that. That's fucking crazy mobility. I doubt you want to trade that for 30 seconds. It's just, yeah, because tell them that they don't have a charge of blink right now. They don't walk anywhere, just blink. Yeah, I don't know. Global does feel quite painful, and I haven't played it since a while, but I would think I would pick blink, but I'm not sure. Also, I guess actually, like we're thinking about like just DPS, but utility-wise also, with blink you can get globaled. With shimmer you can't. Like let's say you just casted a spell, and you just realize, oh, something's landing under you or whatever. You can immediately shimmer out, whereas with blink you can't do that. So maybe shimmer is still blue play just because of that as well. I wouldn't think you don't even take blink right now and you get ice flows with it. They're just adding 5 seconds to shimmer. That is true, but they're adding a second blink charge though, hopeful, yeah. But yeah, you're right. If it's just 5 seconds, true. I don't know. That's my thoughts. When you get 2 charges plus the auto reset, it's just an added 5-second CD. It's an accumulated 5-second CD though, because it's 2 charges. If that makes sense. Like you will feel that more. Also, shifting power is gone. So that was giving you charges as well. And that will be gone as well. I don't know. But alter time is still there. That's one thing. I don't know what the alter time base CD is. I don't know. We'll see. Let's read up. Barrier spells now have a reduced global cooldown. Now shield you for 25% of your maximum health. What do you mean reduce cooldown? I don't understand. Didn't they say they increased the cooldown? All mage barrier spells had their cooldown increase. Barrier spells now have a reduced global cooldown. Sorry, okay, I'm trolling. Now shooting for 20%. That's interesting. That has less global cooldown. Wow. Okay. That is a big reason why a lot of people didn't press it, honestly. So maybe now it's just like, fuck it, just press. It's worth the damage loss, you know? But also Mage had so many defensives, you're like, you were cruising through and you're like, yeah, do I want to press a defensive? I don't know. Probably not worth. Still have Cauterize ready. As well, its cooldown is increased to 25 seconds, was 24. Okay. What a useless change. They put this to 25 and then they did the kick reward to 5 seconds. So it's the same thing. If you interrupt. You don't have defensives beside barrier and block now though. And all the time. But yeah, you're right, of course. I mean, Cauterize, I'm guessing, is still a thing for fire, but yeah. Ice Nova is now a choice node against freezing cold. Wait, which one was freezing cold? Ice Nova now replaces Cone of Cold. Wow. What was freezing cold again? Wow. Reduces damage of spells by 70%. Wait, what? Okay, this is some weird AI shit. That's not true, right? Ah. This combined with thingy is actually quite nice. But I guess you can no longer do that. That's what I'm doing in my viewer rates. I'm picking Ice Nova and Freezing Cold. And it's really nice for, what's it called? On Aras. I use it on the viewer rates and it's super chill. Just from far, just pop an Ice Nova. It's not on the DR. It's slowing them like crazy. I don't even use Cone of Cold with Freezing Cold. But yeah. Now Cone of Cold does get replaced. That's good. Less buttons. There's a choice node with Freezing Cold. Doesn't really matter to me. That's okay. Whatever. What is it the choice node with right now? Ring of Frost? Oh, Mass Polymorph is now a choice mode against Ring of Frost. Okay. I'm glad they didn't remove Ring of Frost. That's an iconic spell, dude. We don't want that gone. Improved Ice Nova and Ice Ward are now... Is Ice Ward the 2 Frost Nova? Wait, Improved Ice Nova are now on a choice node. Which one is Improved Ice Nova? Oh. What? Oh, this is a PvP thing. Yeah, this is a whatever. Ice Sword. Ice Sword also sounds like a PvP thing. Flow of time, but this is, I'm on a choice node. Oh, okay. Like from PvP, they took it to choice node. They put a 4-second thing on it. Dude, if this is still not on DR, that's kind of crazy. If you have a 4-second root not on DR, you can perma root. Okay. On a 20-second cooldown, get 5 mages, perma root, easy clap. That sounds a horrible thing to do, but no add-ons especially. But yeah, we can do it technically. Flow of time is now a 1-point node. Oh, what the fuck is flow of time as well? Is that the isn't that the blink CD reduction? Yeah, cooldown of blink is, yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. I'm surprised people don't pick this right now. I think it's really nice. Even if it costs quite some talent points, but I think it's nice. The following talents has been removed. Oh. Cumulative shielding, I don't know, but blast wave they removed? Wait. So you can only blast wave when you now blink as what, Sun Fury or something? That's interesting. Remove blast wave out of all things. But I guess they want to reduce the buttons. Ice Flow is also removed. Wait, let's go. Displacement removed is honestly just sad. I think displacement should be an arcane only spell and should be the way it was back in BFA. It's not on the GCD and positions you. I mean, okay, same thing as right now. Positions back you were. Just not on the GCD. Oh, and castable during a cast. Dude, that arcane was so much fun. It was just, you slammed arcane blast, but it was all about planning your movement and blasting with arcane power. No more double caging. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah. The thingies, you mean. Mugsy. I love the arcane. Yeah, I love the arcane as well, dude. Okay, what is accumulative shielding? Some of the talents I see already, I'm happy that they are gone. Yeah, this bullshit can go away. So yeah, okay, with this gone as well, barrier definitely feel a longer CD. But I mean, I didn't pick this anyways because Metro is immortal. Diverted energy is what? Makes your berry seal. Yeah, I hated this talent as well. Okay, it's actually decent talent, but yeah. Like, you don't. I hate things that like you don't feel what you're getting healed by or what's protecting you, you know. And this is one of those things. Like you don't notice it. I mean, you notice it when you're like playing solo, but you don't notice it in a raid. Frigid Winds was what? Oh, and 10%. Okay, so we don't have that much slow anymore. Ice flows, I know. Obviously, Incantus flow, I'm glad it's gone. I think it was completely useless. No one did anything with it. It was just another aura you had for no reason. Mass barrier being gone is a little bit sad. Quite sad, I would say. But, yeah. I understand they want to prune and reduce buttons. I respect it. But yeah, mass barrier was kind of nice. Farm Plus especially, right? Or like... But it made the game a lot harder as well. Like, when you need to narrate, blink to some people and give them mass barrier and come back. Like on Queen Ansurek, you did this, for example, when they dropped the chains. That was kind of weird. I mean, it was quite nice. I'm not a robot, sir. I'm Googling too many things, and I have the VPN on, I think. You're healed for 3% of your maximum health whenever a mirror image dissipates. Oh. I didn't even know this was a thing. The fuck? Did I have this talent? Is this the one that's like reducing the CD as well? It didn't even work half the time. God bless. Gone with that shit. What is Rigid Eyes? Personal. Oh yeah, this is the most useless thing ever. I don't know why these talents exist, bro. This is for like classic leveling at level 25 or something, and you get your first Frost Nova spell, and your Frost Bolts are now critting more when like you have Shatter, and now this is useful. Like, what are we doing in retail? 80%. Like, what are we talking about, dude? Shifting power gone, slow gone, iconic spell a little bit sad. Oh no, never mind. It's not. I mixed it up with slow fall. Slow gone, yeah, okay. Not so iconic, but there was like very rare use cases for this. I think I used it maybe like on 2 fights throughout my whole raiding experience. And it's because mainly other people were too lazy to slow, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Supernova being gone. Honestly, I never felt like this spell belonged into the game. It's a cool spell, but I never felt like it belonged into the game. So I'm glad it's gone. Tempest Barrier, I don't know what that is. Oh, yes, fuck that as well. Yeah. It was a nice little thing that you would do at the high end. But like, it feels impactful very rarely, and most of the time it's just there, and you're not really feeling it too much. Like 95% of the time, while it's active, it feels useless, kind of like you don't notice it. But sometimes you do know, like it's nice and you do notice it, but it's just so rare to have this thing all the time present on you, pretty much. Like instead of this, just give me another like a button to activate like empowered blink, and then I blink and then it gives me 15% max health, and that's it. It's like a nice, like, I don't know, 3-minute cooldown or something, like a nice little thing. But this was just perma there, bro. I did not like this. So I'm actually happy it's gone. Also, it was also a bit nice during solo content again, but it's okay. We can live without. Matters a lot in high keys would blink shield to live some things. Yeah. Okay, in high keys, it might be true there's like more, like less spells, but more impactful. Like there's rarely like a raid-wide ticking spell on not like 7 different things hitting you. Like let's say on Mugsy or whatever. Where you have like, or most end fights nowadays have like ticking damage. But yeah, I can see it on M plus more impactful, and also, like I said, solo content as well. Like when you're fighting some like shit tons of mobs and you blink around, you gain some things. But I'm okay with it being gone personally. I don't like that extra aura. With all these changes, balance can be worked around that. It's so hard to say yes or no. Volatile. What is the temporal velocity? Yeah, the blink one, I never even noticed, honestly. Holy fuck. I don't know. I guess it's a thing. But alter time one you would use for sure sometimes to gain a speed. Not sometimes, like very often actually. But it being gone, yeah, does it like annoy me? Not really. I don't know. It's okay, yeah. Volatile distraction. It was more like when you're like in a building, you can't mount up, you use your blinks, and now you're. That's another thing. Normal blinks should feel a lot better for like outdoor content because Shimmer will have that long CD, whereas normal blink is 15 seconds or even 13 seconds, and 2 charges. You'll definitely pick normal blink usually. There's your an old man like hopeful that can't adjust to new times, you know. What is this? Greatly increased blast phase knockback. Oh yeah, of course, greatly, yeah. With no blast wave. Blast wave being gone is kind of sad. I wish they made blast wave like a fire spell only or something. Just like they should make Ice Nova and Cone of Cold Frost spell only. I don't know why they changed these things. Didn't make sense to me really. But what ifs? Hopeful, are you annoyed that they made a fired up spell but not a hopeful fire spell? Does this make you feel like the second Prio Mage in Liquid? You can be honest, this is a safe space. What's next? Are we gonna get a Jinji spell? Really happy for him. Yeah, I bet you are. Holy moly, though. Mage got a lot of things. I'm guessing every class got like similar reworks. Wait, we were here. Wait, it just keeps going actually, or what? Oh dear God. How much did they cook? Evocation no longer grants clearcasting or stacking intellect bonus. What? Okay, so we're gonna use evocation actual for mana, or what? Dude, I wish they brought arcane power back and get rid of arcane surge. Now that this is only giving mana, maybe it's time, guys. Wait, I'm doing it. Arcane surge. Okay, no, it's Elixis. Yeah, I never liked this new arcane surge shit, bro. Polymorph Jinji, turn it into a cookie. Yeah, it's a glyph. Jinji'd up. Okay, so Arcane has this Apex talent. Oh, wait, what did it say? In Midnight, our biggest goal with Arcane is simplifying decision making around when to Arcane Barrage by reducing the number of effects and folding. Wait, simplifying the decision making around when to Arcane Barrage. Yeah, that's good. I think it wasn't like feeling too bad, but the yeah, honestly, I guess I don't know even the best APL to play this. I don't need to check, but I think if they the weird thing was like the Arcane Blast Empower one late drinker, I think. That one was confusing me. If I need to spend that sometimes, or Arcane Barrage and not give a fuck. That was a bit weird. I was reading actually Hopeful's rotation on M Plus in the max roll guide. Yeah, have fun updating all those guides, Hopeful. I don't know, are you still doing it or are you giving it up? It's Vexy's now. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Reducing the number of pegs and folding the remaining ones into a new resource called Arcane Salvo. Oh, that's why I didn't know what this is, bro. It's like, you know, I must have really slept on the salvo thing because it was all over there on the tree changes. Like, no idea what that is, dude. Arcane mages can talent into different ways to generate Arcane Salvo and should respect their hero talents to provide some unique behaviors that might augment their cadence of Arcane Barrage drastically. Okay. We're also removing all effects that refund arcane charges when you barrage, while adding some new and unique ways to regain charges throughout the tree to help reinforce arcane charge climb as a core part of the arcane mage experience. Interesting. They're completely reworking things. Last year, I think it was time though. Like the arcane change refund, it started with like a tier set that occasionally they happened. Then they made it happen more often, I think, and like turned it into what is called intuition or whatever. And then we got the Sun Fury refund as well with Glorious Incandescence. And then we got Arcane fucking Soul as well. I don't know if Arcane Soul was doing this all the time, but I didn't play it before, so I didn't know. And it was just barrage. I'm half the time barraging. Half my globals are a barrage. That's not what Arcane Mage was. And I think it's fine to like let it develop through an expansion and then be like, okay, enough. It's basically a rework of the spec, but I'm okay with it. Depends on how you get the charges back though. If you're going to sit there with one stack and just cast a slow Arcane Blast, you know, slow and steady, that might be a bit annoying. Actually, how does that work with the extra action button? Sorry, not extra action button, with the one button rotation. It's just increasing the global cooldown, right? The global, the thingy. The one button rotation. So how does that work? When you're just, let's say you have a spec that only casts like 3 seconds long casts, your global rotation would be shorter than that, so it doesn't matter at all? For like, let's say, imagine there's a spec that has 3 seconds cast only. You keep casting hard casted Pyroblast. Does that mean you can use the one button rotation and not lose any damage? Assuming the APL is right. I guess so, right? It's kind of crazy. I think that's why Desert didn't lose as much as others. Oh, really? Is that when haste loses stat weights, dude, when you go one button rotation? That's crazy. Never thought about any of these. Actually, maybe haste is still impacting the global city though. So maybe it doesn't matter that much. Doesn't matter that much on on any cast, I guess. Interesting. Last we were introducing a new area damage spell called Arcane Pulse that will... Oh, wait. Where's my meeting? Oh! One of my meetings are removed. I gained 30 minutes. PogChamp. One sec. Can I just confirm this? Wait. Cool. Yeah. Yep. We postponed the meeting to Monday, PogChamp. What was I saying? So which is a 40-yard range. Wait, last we were introducing a new area damage spell called Arcane Pulse that will replace Arcane Explosion when learned. This spell features a 40-yard range, when learned. Interesting. Ramping damage, mana cost, and area effect per arcane charge. Area effect per arcane charge? Like it's bigger, or what does that mean? and should feel like an intuitive and powerful option when doing rotational filler in AoE. That feels awkward, but I mean, Arcane Explosion in general felt awkward. Since you have Barrage already cleaving. Interesting. Epicentre's Touch of the Archmage. Touch of the Magi accumulates an additional 5%, has 1 additional charge. What? Another charge? What? That's crazy. That's going to be interesting. Arcane charges further increase the damage of Arcane Blast, Arcane Pulse, and Arcane Barrage. When Touch of the Magi explodes, it leaves behind a pulsing rune at its target location, dealing 25% of its damage over 6 seconds to nearby enemies. Damage is increased by 100% on your initial Touch of the Magi target. Oh, wow. Wait, now the real question is, does Touch of the Magi benefit from Touch of the Magi? Wait, my wife is saying it's 4. My meeting was at 4:30 anyways. Let me just call her quick. Not sure what she's cooking. Okay, she thought my meeting was at 4 p.m. and was confused why I'm streaming. 1 sec. No, somebody else is asking for a meeting. Okay. Yeah, because Touch of the Magi, like when you use it, you could use another one right after, right? And then this damage would apply to that Touch of the Magi and again increases damage. That's kind of weird, but I guess maybe using Touch of the Magi back to back is gonna be the play. Like most of the time, and then maybe you change it sometimes, or maybe you run out of mana nowadays and then you can't use it there. I don't know, you need to evoke it and use it or something. New talent, Arcane Spell. Casting damage and spell increases the damage of Arcane Barrage by 3% up to 60%. Ah, okay. That's what this is. Focusing Crystal, each wave Arcane Missile grants 1 Arcane Spell stag, Arcane Missile damage. I can't wait to play this though. This is gonna feel much better than just reading the stuff. Each wave of Arcane Missiles grants 1 Arcane Spell stag. Arcane Missiles damage increased. Damage bonus increase. Arcane Pulse replaces it. Dealing arcane damage to all enemies within 2 yards. Also, the arcane charges does increase radius, yeah. But also damage and mana cost, okay. Arcane missiles consumes arcane. But does this generate any arcane charges? I guess not. Consumes arcane charges to increase arcane miss. Because you use arcane explosion to generate charges sometimes, right? Contemplate alpha right now. I don't have access. I should have access very soon, but I don't have it right now. Mastery casting arcane over glaring casting fires 2 additional orbs. What? 2 additional, so you shoot 3 arcane orbs at once. Arcane orb nor consumes clear casting. Holy moly. Games unique casting touch of the magic grants clear casting. Choice note with arcane echo. Doesn't sound worth it. Surely arcane echo is going to be more worth. Overflow. Arcane echo is the thing that, if I remember it correctly, every hit you do, it like pulses around it a bit. So it's really nice for missiles. So it's just like bum 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 bum. It's the trinket from Hellfire Citadel, actually. That was OP for arcane, and then they made it into a talent. Overflowing inside, arcane blast and arcane pulse deal 15% increased damage, but their mana costs are increased by 25%. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if this was the thing already, but I see more talents that have like a positive and a negative effect. I feel like we don't have that right now. We have choice nodes, but not like that the talent gives you a negative effect. Trinket which could pop on your crystal or the boss, and if it pops on the boss, you just cry for days. Yeah, dude. I didn't think you played back then, Shalfu. Expanded Mind, gain 1 additional stack of Arcane Salvo from casting a damaging spell. Okay. Electrostatic Orb, Arcane Orb has a 50 to 100% chance to grant a stack of Arcane Salvo up to 5 times. Up to 5 times? I don't get it, but okay. I didn't until Gul'dan and I was mage all along. Oh, let's go, sir. Ether's unit has been updated. Now 2-point talent. Arcane missiles to 2/4 additional targets at 50% effectiveness. Wow. Just always. Damn. It's no longer a proc. Ah, they're like reducing procs, right? This is smart. Interesting. Orb Barrage has been updated. Now causes Arcane Barrage to have a 3% chance per Arcane Salvo to launch Arcane Orb. So they still kept Orb Barrage, which is like the random orb that will pull things typically. They should just make this not pull mobs that are outside of combat. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine this being fun. It's fun if you're like in high keys, but as because you know what you're doing, I guess, and you never ninja pull. But in low keys, bro, holy fuck. Looks like for me it will be missile build and an orb build. Holy shit. I didn't see the tree yet, so I can't really tell. I can blast, I can pull steel 50%. Wait, where were we? Here, reverberate. Arcane Pulse has a 50% chance to repeat explosion at 30%. Arcane Pulse. That's a new AoE ability, right? Yeah. Yep, sure. Arcane Tempo has been updated. I think Arcane Pulse might also be just for like many targets, right? If you pull like 10 targets all the time, or lower keys and stuff. Oh, what is happening? Recently, every like 2 weeks, I will get from. Wait. What is plus 212? No, okay. From like random countries, like a woman's picture on WhatsApp just calling me randomly. This didn't happen in the past, bro. I must have signed up, like given my phone number somewhere, and they just keep on trying to get me, you know? It's like a good-looking woman trying to, like, just calling me from a random fucking country. Like, one times it's Italy, one times it's, now it was Morocco or whatever. What the fuck? Don't set up to OnlyFans. I did not, but... is here any position open in Echo to join in as a worker? Jason, as a worker, yeah. We call them split run helpers. You can level up 22 characters for next year, gear them up, and you can join us and get some nice game gold. You get a lot of gold for that, but we only take the best of the best. 22 only. Yeah. We're going chill this tier. But yeah, that's the best fitting position for people here. Now you can make big bank. Such damage is increased. Surging Urge renamed to Mana Bomb and has been updated. What was Surging Urge? Increase arcane surge damage per arcane charge. Oh. I didn't even know this talent existed. You always just arcane charge at the start of the fight, with no talent and no stacks even, no charges. It's an additional 50% on your mana spent. Maybe this will do like big burst damage actually. It would be cool if you applied your Touch of the Magi and then Arcane Surged. This would make more sense in my head. I think it's kind of weird that this big ability Arcane Surge does no damage. Guys, the more charge you sign up with, you get percent bonus as a lead helper. Yeah. Even for 100 million, I don't level 22 characters. Gold, of course. Yeah, I had to specify it. I thought you meant US dollars. If someone wouldn't play 22 characters for 100 million US dollars, then yeah, I don't know what is real anymore. That guy must be rich as fuck, dude. No, but yeah, this would be the ideal gameplay. That Arcane Surge is casted during Touch of the Magi, and just make Touch of the Magi a bit longer up or whatever. That's fine. Arcane Orb and Mana Adept are no looking. Arcane Talent Tree was not automatically when specialized as Arc. Oh, they have so little talents now. They need to complement, like, not complement. What is that called? Like add from complement? Is it true? I don't know. But from like the normal talents, I like it. Compensate? No. Complement. Oh yeah, it is complement. Bro, you guys tricking me. No, there is a word called complement, guys. It's like supplement, but it's not. I think supplement is maybe more like amount, whereas complement is or adding like improvement. I don't know. I guess supplement would have been the correct use though in this case. Complement versus supplement. Let's see. Complement means to complete, improve, or bring perfection to something. So it means to add to something to supply deficiency, reinforce it. Actually, no, complement was the correct use. Get fucked. Yeah. I'll play it. I didn't know it, but it was the correct choice. I mean, complement and completing. Yeah, it makes sense. Holy shit, there was so many changes, bro. I'm looking so forward to this. Proof prismatic is now looking in the class country. Was learned automatically. Or what? Okay. Arcane Barrage now replaces Fire Blast upon activating arcane specializations. Instead of complimenting the trees again, though, because they prune things, I would have just liked it if the trees got a little bit smaller. But I guess they can't risk that because people will be mad that the game is getting too simple. Can you tell me what class is meta right now? Yeah. I'll make a tier list. Don't worry, dude. As soon as I get alpha, the tier list is flying in, bro. Next hour. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be glorious. Leveling 5 Devourers, I guess. Yeah. Devourer is probably gonna be good. Whenever they make new stuff or put a lot of effort into a spec, they make it good. When you get alpha, it should be like 1 or 2 days. By the weekend, I should have it. And then I can also stream alpha. What is it, like lagging shuffle, or what do you mean? Alpha on the first thing is always very shit. Okay, so I was talking to Sarvo and he directed me to you for that question, but you're mocking me in front of 500 viewers and it'll be a meme across the social media. In the other hand, I was supporting Echo all my life and didn't expect this reaction from you. You hurt my feelings now. Can you mod me? No, but I can ban you if you want. I can give you a timeout if you need. So you can relax. You can calm down a little bit. How about that, Jason? Is there a public alpha today, tomorrow? Public alpha, I think, will take some time. Probably like 1.5 months, 2 months. There's been at least 2 evokers in every end boss kill since they made them. Have they not? No, on other bosses there's sometimes like 6. Yeah, like evokers in general, yeah, but I mean they have a healer and a DPS spec, right? You also always had the let's see, like 2 mages, where it was very often the case, or 2 warlocks. But yeah, true. Evoker has been pretty good. Okay. Where are we now? This is Fire Blast for activating the arcane specialization. I think this makes you so that like you don't need to rebind it. That's the purpose, I guess. And in fact, I do have my Arcane Barrage and my Fire Blast on the same keybind. Is that the same for you guys, or do you have different keybinds? And you're like weird. Like you could move while casting, be in China, has cast, not a lot. What's going on? Devourer look kind of weird to me because you have to collect those orbs, Shalfu. That might be very annoying. But I mean, DH is full 80 spec anyways. You have different or hopeful? Wow, yeah. That's crazy. How do you have a spender and a generator on the same keybind? Because they don't exist on the same spec. That's my simple answer. I have Fire Blast on 4 literally since Classic, yeah. And Arcane Barrage also since like BFA or whenever it started to exist. What was there before Arcane Barrage? Nothing, I guess. You just Arcane Blast, missiles. Yeah. Placing Scourge. Scourge. Actually, on Arcane, I don't have anything for Scourge, I think. That's a good point. Yeah. I could put something there. Let me quickly add this to my calendar before I forget. A bar is like WOD. What? Oh, you mean Arcane Barrage you're appreciating with A bar? I thought A bar was like an add-on or something. Is that how people appreciate it? Abbreviated. Arcane Barrage is since Wrath of the Lich King? Really? I mean, I guess I didn't play Mage till BFA, but I had it as an alt. I don't remember Arcane Barraging at all, bro. What the fuck? It's weird. Maybe I was just always... Maybe Arcane was always bad? You played Frost and Fire or something? I don't know. It's weird. Rather Lich King talent color right now, and action Arcane Barrage is in the talent tree. Is in the Arcane tree. Okay. They remove Rogue from the game gets better, right? I don't know, I quite like Rogue. But if it wasn't there, would the game be better? Probably. It was 4 times Arcane Blast and to Arena Barrage. Bro, why can none of us talk today? Arena Barrage. Yes, dude. Let's go. Let's just say random words. Arena would feel amazing without Rogue. But it feels really fun with a Rogue, that I can tell you. That's why I feel like I really like the Rogue, but if it wasn't there, it probably would be better, yeah. Well, back then, we're PvPing as a Rogue. That was something crazy. You just perma CC, and there's just no escape. Like, you had no way to die. I don't know, maybe like some pros had a way in the high meta, but what I experienced was just people had no chance. And it looks like they just want to make PvE comps who just run at each other doing damage till someone dies. Yeah, a lot of arena players have been saying things like that recently as well. Like, they like care a lot more about their rotation and just pump damage. It's weird. By the way, I think a lot of arena players would be really good in PvE if they wanted to join. If they want to change careers, let me know. I was a PvPer back in the days as well. For a really long time, I only did PvP until I started PvE in MOP, actually. Actually, in Wrath of the Lich King, I started. And I was like way better than anyone in my guild and stuff. But without any PvE experience. But I was in a shit guild, obviously, but still, you know. Considering I just started. PvP just makes you so good at the game. And I wasn't even really that good on PvP, so that's crazy, you know. And it looks like they just want to make PvP. PvP was only good for as long as you could do Palm, Arcane Power, or Pyroblast, and one-shot someone in a battleground. It was gone, PvP died. Dude, that was a fun thing as well. Pop those trinkets, Arcane Power, and juice them up. Try to do that even as a Warlock. I would seduce someone with my succubus and then soulfire him. Try to one-shot. It was like a whole... It was like an achievement I was trying to unlock, you know? Occasionally you would get the low-gear guy and the perfect crit, and you would get the Bloodlust treasure as well. Good times, dude, good times. Okay. Arcane barrage damage increased. Resonance arcane barrage damage increased by 5% per target beyond the first was 12. Ooh, that's a lot less funnel, but still exists. Interesting. Arcane Blast now replaces Frostbolt upon activating Arcane Specialization. Yep. That's good as well. Trying to cut down on those. But that's weird because... Wait, hold up. Ah, I guess they removed Frostbolt from the base class then. Because Frostbolt currently is castable as an Arcane Mage in the current game. But I guess they're removing those, which is nice. I remember there was an MDI or whatever where Gingy was casting Frostbolt occasionally because of a macro. Or was that me? Wait, no. I think I did that, not Gingy. Or Gingy as well? I don't know. There was something like that. Because you would use a macro saying /cast Fireball, /cast Arcane Blast, /cast Frostbolt, and just use that macro on every single spec so you don't have to like change the spells every time you respec. Because back then there was no spec bars. And that macro, when you press it towards like the end of the cast, but not right at the end, it will activate like the first 2 lines during the cast, and then the third line, the Frostbolt line, for example, after the cast. And then it would randomly cast sometimes a Frostbolt when you're spamming it. So that was an experience, but no longer need to have that. That's good. Arcane Blast no longer has increased clear casting chance. Okay, clear casting increased to 12%. Evocation no longer grants clear casting. Clear casting is just giving you arcane missiles, right? High voltage chance to trigger increases to 30%. No longer increases chain chance on failure. Now increases arcane missile damage by 10%. What the fuck? I was gonna write high voltage echo instead of wow. 10% chance to grant you 1 arcane charge. Oh, okay. Now increase arcane missiles damage by 10%. Basically, they made it irrelevant so that you don't need to track it. I guess you wouldn't track it anyways, actually. No, they just wanted to reduce the amount of stacks you get, I guess. Input just now causes Arcane Pulse and Arcane Blast to generate 1 additional Arcane Charge, no longer grants spell damage. Okay, in this case, yeah, there's 1 less debuff. It's not just buffs on you, but also debuffs on targets that they are reducing. This is good. I think this was a debuff. No, this was a buff on you, actually. Never mind, what am I saying? I mixed it up with the current thing that when you consume nether pressions... Oh, what happened to nether pressions, actually? Does that exist still? Wait, not nether pressions. Nether precision. What the fuck? Dude, today is something weird with words going on. Now causes Arcane Pulse and must get 1 additional Arcane Charge. No longer grants spell damage. Ah, so this was just when you were capped on charges, it would give you spell damage. Okay, now it doesn't do that anymore. Also, okay, yeah. Orb can now trigger up to 5 times per Arcane Orb. Electrostatic Orb. What is that even? Nether Precision is removed. Nice. I didn't see that they removed it, but oh, it's I'm looking forward to see that. Chance per arcane solo stack reduced to 3%. Concentrated power no longer affects arcane explosion. Plus concentrated power, bro. Arcane explosion doesn't even exist. I don't even know what this is, and honestly, it's fine. Ah, here. Oh yeah, this was a weird thing when your arcane explosion got consumed consumed your clear casting, but you only wanted to cast it while moving or something like that. That was a weird experience. And I then never knew how bad that is. That's good. Arcane search deals to reduce damage beyond 8 targets was 5. Amplification, Arcane missiles now fires 2 additional missiles was 3. Arcane missiles now dynamically 3 targets during multi-target casts. What? Does that mean when I arcane missile and my target dies, it will automatically change to a different target? That's crazy. What kind of tech is this? What does this mean? Dynamically retargets during multi-target, or is it when I change my target while casting this, the main targets become something else? That sounds crazy. I want to test that. Like just hit a dummy and then select one that is far away. Does it change to that? That'd be kind of cool. Kimmy says tooltip updated to reflect talent-based behavior. Okay, Touch of the Magi's icon, sound, and visual effects have been updated. Eureka is now a 2-point talent. Not sure what Eureka was. This damage is increased. Okay, yeah, whatever. Talent tree layout has been updated and several talents have been changed positions. The following has been removed. Ether Fragment. What's that? Intuition's damage bonus. I mean, is intuition gone, I guess? Yeah. Yep, Arcane Bombardment. Oh, Arcane Bombardment is gone. Oh, that's kind of... Okay, this is the one talent that I think it didn't really harm. I don't know why they removed this. That's kind of sad. This is the one thing that I'm actually sad about so far. Blast Wave, I also had mixed feelings, but I was like, okay, they took an extra button, and I understand they don't want everyone to have everything, but I don't think Arcane Bombardment hurt anyone. And it was like this nice, really big execute. Like, they could have nerfed it, you know? I don't know. I think this was an L. I don't know why that went away. Damaging a target with arcane missiles. Or maybe they could just include this in like Sun Fury or something. I'm still feeling sick. I still have some symptoms, but like not from the sickness, but like the lingering effects, right? Have to clear my throat every now and then and shit. Also, I water fasted for 3 days to from Monday till Wednesday. Actually, from Sunday. Wait, no. Then I would have done it during the stream. Did I do that during the stream? I don't know, but I did 3.5 days. To like I had some like I don't know what you call it, like my skin was fucked up on my face and shit, and nothing would work. And I was like, I'm gonna try this. People say it helps. Plus, I wanted to lose some weight, so I just went for it. I lost like 2.5 kilograms or so. I'm guessing because obviously it's like still building back up. You know, just wanted to see also if I can do it, how it feels. It doesn't feel good, but yeah, did some random shit like that. Still feeling sick though. I think it may have maybe lengthened my recovery as well a bit. Ramadan trade you for risk. Yeah. It feels like Ramadan, but on the like on certain after the end, like towards the end of the second day, I had crazy headaches, and then I just drank shit tons of water, even though I didn't feel that thirsty, and it helped a lot. It was all gone. I was back to normal. And on the third day, bro, I just lacked so much energy. Like towards the end of the third day, I lacked so much energy there. I had to like clean the living room a little bit. There was like toys fucking everywhere from the kids, and we were doing some shit. And I was telling my wife, I cannot move. Like I'm just too tired. And then on the fourth day, but it was because the evening and during the sleep, like I'm not gonna feel the hunger, right? I just survived that one. And on the fourth day, I was like, fuck it, it's enough. Did you feel better after? Right now, I'm feeling good. I'm definitely not feeling bad at all. And it did help my skin. there was like this eczema around my eyes. I don't know if it's called eczema in English. And it was like, it's still quite dry, but it's a lot better than what it was. Aside from that, do I feel better? Pretty much the same, honestly. Got a skincare routine. Yeah, maybe I need that. I actually did start using like some creams for my face and shit, like moisturizing cream, and also got like when I'm showering specifically for my face thing, like a face wash thing, you know, soap, I guess, specifically for my face though. I don't know what other routine do I need? I don't know. I mean, I went to the doctor before the race. I did this actually because it was getting worse before the race. And during the race, I stuck to the routine and it was fine. And then I came here and suddenly it got really crazy around my eyes. Like it was super scaly. It was hurting all this time. All it needs is a cleanser and a moisturizer. Yeah, I got that, but it doesn't help much. I don't know, man. I mean, if I didn't use it, I would be completely fucked probably. But if you got recommendations, Dr. Hopeful, please let me know, yeah? Speaking as someone who had anorexia when I was young, I know it feels... Oh shit, drinking water helps suppress hunger. Bro, I cannot imagine having anorexia, but... Actually, I could. I was sick once, but that was different. I couldn't eat anything because whenever I ate something, it tasted like poison. Is that how anorexia feels when you eat something, it tastes bad? Or do you just not want to eat because of like other reasons? I don't understand. Have you noticed if it happens when you eat certain foods? That's what I was thinking as well. I think it definitely is somewhat food related. That's why I did the water fasting a bit as well. And then I was like, when I break my fast, I'm going to start slowly with specific foods, but it's so hard to stick to a diet, bro. If I was living alone, probably, but you know, I'm just not eating anything processed pretty much, especially like desserts and stuff. I have not touched anything since I started eating again. Tell people I cure you during the disease with a big pizza. Actually, Dan, I don't think you ordered me a pizza, bro. Maybe that's why we lost, yeah? On all the races where we won, I always had specifically pizza ordered for me. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I know you guys had pizza at some point, but I was too busy and I ate the cold pizza afterwards. Even that was really good. Yeah, we need to get more pizza, I think. A lot of people think it's really bad during the race, though, but I don't think so. For me, it's great. Pizza before the race, but that one wasn't good, bro. That place, it's like supposed to be this nice Italian place, guys. But, bro, the pizza we ordered, that Grim knows, it's so good. I forgot its name. I wish I could shout it out for some advertisement. It's so fucking good. My mouth is watering thinking of it. Damn. Nothing to do with 3-day water fast. I'm not that hungry. No, but actually, after the water fast, I ate a little bit, and then I'm getting full much easier. So this is actually really like a hack to lose weight. Today I had breakfast, like quite small portion compared to my typical amount, and I'm still not hungry. Could probably not eat anything for. I realized like I don't need to actually eat that much. It puts things into when you don't eat for 3.5 days, you're like, I guess I don't need to eat every time, like 3 times a day or something. It's fine, you know. Yeah, that's true. I know the stomach stretches. But guys, this whole thing with like people saying like I'm water fasting, it's day 4, complete mental clarity. Like I don't have what do they call it? A clouded mind or whatever. It's complete fake lies, bro. I was zero energy. I was completely gone, bro. I couldn't move almost. It was crazy. Like I was moving in slow motion, whatever I did. My wife was like, why are you so slow with everything? I couldn't walk fast. It was crazy. I couldn't like lift things. It was so bad. It does not make you stronger. It does not make you smarter, guys. You should definitely eat if you want to be smart. It depends when your body switches to ketones and not glucose. I don't know, bro. If 3.5 days is not enough to switch to ketones, I don't know what's going on with the body, yeah? Depends if you normally eat garbage and then start fasting. I eat fine, but I was just eating a lot. I was eating quite a lot recently. I mean, not like crazy, but for my standards, for normal human, a lot. And with a cigarette and Red Bull, you'll be locked in. Yeah, I haven't drank anything, like any sweetener, anything I'm processed. Didn't even drink Red Bulls yet. Didn't even drink coffee, by the way. Oh, shit. Oh, Vikland, I don't have alpha. I was not chosen. But I should get it soon. What's up, dude? We're talking about water fasting here. The headache was probably from no caffeine. I don't think so. No. This was complete different level of headache, bro. Like I'm pretty sure it was because of dehydration. I also didn't take any electrolytes or like salt or whatever people use. I just drank water. And I drank tea twice, but unsweetened, of course. But yeah, I think I would recommend the experience though. And I would have a much easier time if I was living alone. Like I had to, like as a dad, you can't really, and also someone that is working, you can't really take time off, or like you can't really, like I don't know, like I'm 24/7 doing something, you know. I have like maybe like 1 or 2 hours per day where I'm relaxing, and if you have low energy, like it doesn't work really. Like my daughter wants to play with me, I can't tell her to like, you know, leave me alone. Like it doesn't work like that, you know. That's not how I'm supposed to act. I couldn't do it. If I was living alone and I could just sit at my PC, I work, and then I play games and I'm fully distracted, I could I could probably do it longer without a problem, because I can just distract myself. Watch TikTok for 5 hours. That's good. Yeah, that's good work. Everybody does something with their time, hopefully, yeah. So, I respect that. You must have learned a lot in 5 hours. I do watch like YouTube shorts as well. Not TikTok, but it's the same thing, right? But maybe like 15 minutes per day or something in total. Like when I'm on the toilet, or I do it like to fall asleep a little bit and then also to wake up a little bit. Mostly while putting my son to sleep and then when I'm falling asleep myself. Average 2 hours a day. But five you did 5 hours a day though. That sounds crazy. Holy fuck. Today is not the day. Holy fuck. Bad to use phone to wake up. Yeah, I don't like to, I wouldn't call it waking up what I'm doing. I wake up and then I put I'm trying to get like some energy because my son is already awake and my wife is handing him to me because she is sleep deprived. And then I'm like in a mode of like hypnosis. And then I try to look at my phones to like wake up. It's not even TikTok often, it's just like anything. Today it was just looking at Twitter for a bit. And then I look at it while putting my son to sleep. I do that though. There's literally nothing to do, bro. Like, actually, no, I don't even do that. I look at Twitter there. Because I need to have like a, what do you call that? Gray sound or whatever? Like just some like random sound so my son sleeps easier. White noise, yeah, exactly. And that's like on YouTube, so I can't use YouTube. I can't use sound, so I just look at Twitter. That's just my brother got kids. He started spending a lot more time on the toilet, but he's just scrolling Instagram. My goat. Yeah, going to the toilet becomes like your like one private place. It's true. Oh, it's the wrist still gone, hopefully, yeah? Holy fuck. Damn, now you regret leaving Echo, yeah? That's what you get, bro. Karma gets you. Sorry. Obviously joking, sir. But it's funny. For me, at least. I don't know. Left Echo got banned and a broken wrist. Yeah, I mean, door is open, sir, yeah? It's fine. If you want the bad karma to go away, the spirits to leave you alone, you can always apply. Goddamn. What's next? Better return before it's too late. Yeah, I mean, you got the warnings, man. Don't blame me for what happens next, you know? Okay. Yeah, enough chit-chatting. What were we looking at? The abilities got removed. Arcane debilitation was... Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was like... I've been playing with it this tier. I don't know. It makes targets so... Like, I feel like it's not important enough to matter, but annoying enough so that when you target swap, you get tilted. I don't know if I'm right, if this is like, maybe this is like really big. I don't, it doesn't feel big, but at the same time, it feels shit to target swap. So I did not like this spell. What is Arcane Harmony? I know this spell for sure. Here's damage of your Arcane Barrage each time your Arcane missiles. Ah, yeah, they removed this, but they gave Arcane Salvo instead, so it's the same thing. Improved Touch of the Magi. What did this do exactly? Damage as well and okay, yeah, whatever. Intuition gone, Lay Drinker, God Bless gone. I didn't like this spell as well. Like, you have enough cleave, and especially now with Aether Attunement getting the buff. And another proc. God Bless. Lay Sight? I don't know what this is. Oh, Nether Precision bonus increase. And you say Nether Precision is also gone. This is a little bit weird. But honestly, I don't mind it, bro. I don't mind it. The game is complex. I'm okay like to try this spec out and see how it feels. Then if it sucks, if it's too easy, we can complicate it again. But I don't think it will be that. I think it'll be fine. Magi Spark being gone, I like. This was kind of weird. It like automatically happened. Only sometimes during solo content, this wouldn't happen for me for whatever reason. I don't even know. I guess it's like when you just applied Touch of the Magi and then it was like a quick thing. Like it's a quick or small HP mob, you know. But you should trigger it so it dies even quicker. Slogan Alpha. Try it. What's the message? Oh, you didn't get it. Access. Oh, unlucky, I guess. Yeah, not privileged enough. Not important enough. We're second, guys, after all. I mean, only we're first players should get it. And content creators. But, nah, I mean, memes aside, we should get it, like, in 1 or 2 days, so it's fine. But I thought I would have it. Like, I don't know why they made this so that, like, some people got it, and the others are gonna get it in 1 or 2 days. Sounds weird to me, but whatever. Nether Munitions is... I know this spell, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know what it is. Did the Winter Summit thing? I don't know what this is. Was this like on the Content Creator Discord or something? I should get it today. Oh, what the fuck? Uh-oh. I don't know. I also don't read on the Content Creator Discord, so it might also be a bit my bad. So I'm not gonna fully blame Blizzard for this one. Let me see actually. Was this like a simple thing you could sign up to or what? Oh. Oh, that summit thing. They were like, yeah, okay. So this was actually quite easy to get access to. I just didn't. The dev teams were experiences in the summit and alpha. I guess so. I remember something like that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's not Midnight Alpha Virtual Summit, it is called, I see here. Yeah, I didn't do any of this, guys. But this was before the race also. Who has the time to do this before the race? Like, I don't look at anything. So, yeah. Okay. I was blaming Blizzard a little bit. I take it back. It was mostly my bad. No longer blaming. What was this? Net munitions increase all that affected. This is another fucking weird spell, bro. What is this? I didn't know this existed. And Touch of the Magi detonates and increase the damage all affected targets take from you by 8%. Another AI spell. Steady Claw, increase argument damage by 20% each cast, resetting up to 100% damage. Didn't know this was a thing as well. I guess you never played it. And Time Loop is that more stacks? Yeah, for Arcane Debilitation, yeah. And also Duration, apparently, yeah. Oh yeah, this is the one you pick right now on single target. By the way, hopefully your talent page doesn't tell you to pick this, but you're supposed to pick it or something like that. But I guess it's Vexy's now apparently, so I'll flame Vexy. Okay, fire. Holy fuck. I have 8 minutes left. I'm just gonna check what they removed. Holy moly. But they also added things, so it doesn't really make sense reading this without the top part. Hmm. There's so many things. Fireball damage increases by 100%. Oh, that's interesting. Pyroblast by 45%. What the fuck is happening? Okay, I guess has to do with these things going away. Ooh, Unleashed Inferno Gun. Is that the... oh, I thought this was the hard pyrocast talent. Wait, what? Flame Strike. Also Pyroblast, right? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they got rid of that. Okay. Sun King's Blessing is gone. Wow. That's a bold move, dude. It's, I like it, though. Maybe, I guess a new playstyle is gonna appear here. Fire basically combust and fireball filler for 1 minute 30 seconds right now. That must be a big fucking combust, dude. Holy moly. That doesn't sound right. I feel like you might be over exaggerating here. Oh, this damage increases. Quick flame, wow. Strike damage by 25% damage. Okay. Power taking this function has been moved to class C via overflowing energy. Okay, don't care. Pyromaniac. Oh, they removed Pyromaniac. It's the... Ah, okay, but... Wait. I don't actually know how the current fire works. But it was the tier set that was proccing this on Liberation of Undermine, right? I think so. I think this is a cool talent, but... Oh no, wait, it's the 8%. It's not the duration one. What's the thing that's letting us just spam pyros? Not Pyromaniac? I guess not. Phoenix Reborn. This is... reduces the cooldown thing. Okay. Phoenix Flames is fully gone. Wow. I like that, actually. I didn't like Phoenix Flames. Hypothermia. Ah, okay. Also gone. Wow. Scourge also gone. What the fuck? Fireball, Fire Blast, Pyroblast, Combust. Nothing else. That sounds a bit crazy. I have a hard time believing that, sir. Now passive. Fireball damages an enemy below 30%. Always critically strikes. What the fuck? Treat it as a video hitting it at me. But I mean, are there other talents you can pick, but it's not worth it? Or is it like nothing exists? Meteor. Yeah, I thought about Meteor already.
Hello again, this is Perky. Welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. So it's pretty late, and I, like myself, feel
Where
very
are my
thankful that
spells?
Elf isn't just a stat squish. It's like a everything squish. Like weak ores are getting squished. Like it seems like maybe the fight design, like some examples, and just give you my thoughts on this. So lots of stuff in here is new. I'm not going to talk about all of it, but just to give you an example, like Arcane no longer has Nether Precision and Harmony and all of these other ways, like Intuition, Glorious Incandescence that you get for charge refunds. You just have Arcane Salvo. It's just basically it's just Harmony. One talent that I think is especially interesting is Orb Mastery. So basically this is a way for us to consume clear casting with our orb instead of missiles. Essentially allows Spellslinger to have a gameplay loop in AoE where you're like mainly just like throwing out barrages and orbs. It's actually kind of
I think this is gonna be really good for a lot of players coming into the game though, no matter what.
fun. I think Arcane is definitely interesting. I'm right.
Let's
You can
see.
see it building up here. It's into Glacial Spike whenever that becomes active. Same
I
goes
didn't
for
check
Comet
Frost.
Storm. Blizzard turns into Comet Storm. The main cooldown, Icy Veins, is now Ray of Frost. So a lot of concepts and abilities are just being like squished together.
Icy Veins is
Varying
gone.
Degrees of success. But this freeze debuff that you apply to your target, it actually builds up to 20. So like if I Ray of Frost the enemy, right, you can see it building up here. And essentially the idea is like, once I have that up, I can just like use it with Ice Lances. You see Ice Lances consume it, right? And obviously like I want to build it back up and then spend it. But yeah, it kind of just ends up being like a whole lot of Ice Lance spam. But this is what I talk about whenever I'm like referring to the simplicity. But the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to provide like context so then you can compare it against fire. So here is my fire setup, and in the talents, you know, nothing too crazy, right? Very similar. I'd say fire is actually the most similar of the specs when it comes to mage. Like all the specs are very, very heavily redesigned, but you can see Pyroblast, we still have that. We still have heating up and hot streak with Fireblast. We still have combustion as our main cooldown, although
Oh, it could be also prep for console, yeah.
So there's no like uptime CDR stuff baked in to having to constantly attack to get your combustion back, which is actually pretty good. No SKB, no UI, some returning talents, some new ones. We have like Cinder Storm, which is just a proc, Meteor stuff. They did give you an option for Flame Strike, so it goes on your target, which is pretty awesome. But you'll notice whenever I show you my action bars, it's pretty sparse here. And I promise you, I do have all my abilities on my action bars. I could also have Meteor and Flame Strike, I guess, but this is basically it. We've got Fireball, we've got Pyroblast, we've got Fireblast and Combustion. So I mean, if you know, if we're looking at like how the gameplay should look, assuming that this is correct here, right? Maybe I hardcast a pyroblast into a combustion, and then I do a fireball because I don't have Scorch anymore. Scorch is just not a talent anymore. Same with Phoenix Flames, there is no Phoenix Flame talent. And yeah, maybe I get like a proc for Pyroclasm, so I can hardcast that.
Okay, that's
get a little damage out there. Extend the combustion just a little bit. But this is essentially the gameplay loop of Fire, is just like get heating up, turn it into Hot Streak, and that's kind of it. Like you're just casting Fireball, Fireball, Fireball. Gee, I sure hope.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about current Fire, okay? What is the difference? We lost Shifting Power, Phoenix Flames, and Scorch. Is that it? Is that the difference? Or what is it? Oh, I need to go in a meeting now. Let's say 2 minutes late. Oh wait, what the fuck, wrong person. Well shit, my wife is like an alarm clock, bro. She's warning me if I'm too late. Combat is also a 30-second CD on live compared to 1.5. That's true, yeah. Having 2 spells. No, 3 spells, but you always have 3 spells. Is 3 spells during combust? Is 3 actually on combust you have 2 spells, but outside of combust you have 3 spells. Fire Blast, Fireball, Fire Blast, Pyro. But I mean, you also didn't really Scorch outside of Execute, unless you played improved Scorch, I guess, which honestly I don't think it was fun. So you're just really only losing thingy, what do you call it? Phoenix Flames, which I did not like either. But I think, yeah, the combustion on 1.5 minutes is too much. But aside from that, I think it's good. I don't know. I think Scorch for below 30% would be nice. I don't know. I guess it also lost a lot of movement with no Scorch at all present. And no Phoenix Flames. This is a lot more, a lot less movement. Anyways, guys, I need to go into the meeting. Interesting stuff, though. Next stream, we also have the alpha, hopefully, and then we can test this stuff ourselves. But honestly, you can also look at the videos. It's pretty nice. Lots of people already did tests. Wait. Are you here? Ain't no way I'm gonna end. Okay. All right. Yeah, ending the stream. Bye, chat. Thank you for watching. See you on Saturday.